West Virginia Mountaineers will be playing in their 4th season in the Big 12. There's optimism in Morgantown that this will be a breakthrough year for the Mountaineers in Big 12 conference play. A talented veteran team blanked a solid Georgia Southern team 44-0 last Saturday, and now will host the upset-minded 1-0 Liberty Flames this afternoon at Milan Puskar Stadium. Thanks very much for joining us for wild and wonderful coverage of WVU Athletics on Root Sports. Alongside former West Virginia and NFL star Mark Bolger, I'm Rob King. Mark, this is a game the Mountaineers can't afford to look past.
I don't think so. If you listen to the Liberty players this week, they have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder from not getting to play in venues like this every Saturday. So I think it would be wise for West Virginia to take this game pretty serious heading into a bye week.
The Flames are coached by old Nebraska quarterback Turner Gill. He wants to be able to run the ball. When he does throw it, he has a very good quarterback in Josh Woodrum.
Yeah, senior quarterback Josh Woodrum. I think he has a chance to play on Sundays next year. And with 35 starts under his belt, nearly 8,000 yards, I think the rest of this team is going to be looking to him today in this environment to keep calm.
He's going to be going against an experienced West Virginia defense led by Carl Joseph.
Carl Joseph is now the new leader of this team with plenty of leadership on the defense. And with last week's performance of 3 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, and 8 tackles, that was, according to defensive coordinator Tony Gibson, the best performance he's seen in 21 years of coaching.
So it's a pair of 1-0 teams, the Liberty Flames and West Virginia Mountaineers getting set to battle in Morgantown. The opening kickoff is coming up next on Root Sports. At Milan Puskar Stadium in Morgantown, West Virginia, the second ever meeting between West Virginia and Liberty. Turner Gill, formerly the head coach at Buffalo and Kansas in his 4th year at Liberty, led the school to its first ever FCS playoff appearance last year. And Dana Holgerson, in his 5th season with West Virginia, believes he has a team that's capable of having its best season in the Big 12 Conference. Liberty won the toss, elected to defer, so they will kick off. West Virginia has the explosive Shelton Gibson and KJ Dillon deep, and this ball is going to be driven deep. The strong right leg of John Lunsford banging it through the back of the end zone. So here's a look at Skylar Howard, the West Virginia quarterback, who will lead the Mountaineers onto the field first. Howard took over as the starter late last year, threw for 343 yards and 3 touchdowns in the Liberty Bowl. Lost to Texas A&M, although he put up strong numbers in that game. 359 yards and 2 touchdowns a week ago.
If I'm West Virginia here on my first drive, I want to go down and establish that we're going to keep scoring and put the onus on Liberty to have to keep up with this powerful offense.
Howard sidecar to his left. Hands to that sidecar. It's Wendell Smallwood, who will pick up almost 10 yards out near the 35-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 34, so a pickup of 9.
Huge hole. If they have that all day, I think Liberty's going to have a long day.
There you see the pickup now, an empty set. Howard will keep off the right side. Is a very mobile quarterback, gets out to the 47 and picks up the first down for the Mountaineers.
Mountaineers spread them out on purpose there. That was a design draw. Design draw, you spread them out, and the DBs were looking at all the receivers out there, and huge hole up the middle.
Smallwood remains in the game at running back. We expect to see both Smallwood and Russell Shell. Short huddle here for the Mountaineers. Tight end checks in for the first time. That's Cody Clay. Pass out to the flat, complete. And this is Javon Durant, who will pick up about 6 yards down to the 45-yard line as we take a look at the players to watch for each team. The Liberty Flames led defensively by Chidi Uzuweme and Nick Newman. Uzuweme, one of the finer defensive players in FCS, and Wendell Smallwood, and we mentioned Russell Shell, who we'll see at some point. Again, to Durant out in the right flat, and Durant crosses the 42 and gets out of bounds at the 40-yard line. A.J. James shoves him out of bounds. Another first down for the Mountaineers.
Looks like Liberty's staying in a cover 2 to prevent the big play, but that will open up the running game eventually for West Virginia.
Empty set again. Another design quarterback draw. This time Howard nowhere to go. He's able to duck it and pick up a couple down to the 38-yard line.
I think that's their game plan coming. It's pretty evident right now as they're staying in the same coverage that they want West Virginia to maybe run the ball and slow this game down. So until that changes, well, I think once they get to a one-on-one, we'll take our shot.
Russell Shell has checked into the ball game. Two-back look. Shell in motion. Has the pass out in the flat. Here's Russell Shell. Crosses the 30. Picks up first down yardage down to the 26-yard line.
Key today with all these short passes is going to be the receivers blocking down the field, and did a pretty good job, but the Liberty defender was able to get off and pretty easy toward the end.
Still a pickup of 12 and a first down for West Virginia. Pass complete. Durant again, and Durant will pick up another first down, it appears, down to about the 17-yard line. And it is going to be a first down, so they'll mark him just inside the 17, down at the 16.
They went one-on-one with Durant. That'll be a tough matchup if Liberty wants to play one-on-one. I think that'll happen all day.
Two backs again. Give to Shell. Shell off the left side. Shakes out of a tackle. Crosses the 15. Steps out of bounds near the 10-yard line. They'll mark him at the 11, it looks like. So a pickup of about 6 on that first down run.
Really good tempo so far from West Virginia. Maybe slows down a little bit here in the red zone to make sure they get the correct call in.
That's one of the areas. There's a few areas, Mark, that they would like to improve on. One is red zone offensive efficiency from a season ago. Obviously, turnovers have been an issue, penalties, some other things, but this is an area where they'd like to see more touchdowns.
Sure, and I think that's why they slowed things down to be extra short on the call.
And the toss into the end zone, in and out of the hands of Shelton Gibson. First incompletion on the day for Skylar Howard, as Justin Guillory there defensively for the Flames.
That was a nice route. The defender had inside leverage, and he was still able to break in front of his face. The ball was on the money, so.
That's one Shelton Gibson would like to have back. Skylar Howard a little upset with his accuracy a week ago, but that was right on the money. Now a third down. Smallwood in motion, and now a little change of play at the line of scrimmage here for Howard. Howard back, blitz coming off the edge. The pass is incomplete, too high for Durant. A little contact downfield, but no flag. So a little pressure off the edge, incomplete, and it's going to bring up a fourth down, and Josh Lambert will come out to attempt a field goal.
Yeah, he had a guy rushing in his face, so Skylar might have threw a little high. Contact might have been a little early, but I think you just got to throw a little lower to protect him.
An impressive opening drive, stalls at the 11-yard line. It'll be a 28-yard field goal attempt for All-American kicker Josh Lambert, 3 for 3 a week ago. Snap's a good one. The kick is up, and the kick splits the uprights, and so the Mountaineers come down opening possession and score, leading 3-0. Of course, it was a week ago that the West Virginia defense pitched a shutout against Georgia Southern. They'll take the field for the first time against the Liberty Flames. You're watching Liberty and West Virginia on Root Sports. Josh Lambert, the run-up and kickoff as Liberty will get set to take the ball for the first time. It's DJ Abner who takes it at the goal line. Abner looking for some room, finds his seam, and gets out to the 25-yard line. So a good return for DJ Abner, who will be splitting running chores with Desmond Rice. I'll tell you about that as the game unfolds. Josh Woodrum is the starting quarterback. You heard Mark Bolger talking a little bit about him. His 35th start, all Big South a year ago. Second teamer back in 2013. So this is a very experienced, very good quarterback. He is the active leader in passing yards among all FCS quarterbacks. So he will test West Virginia's defense this afternoon.
If I'm Coach Turner Grill, I'm pretty happy right now with holding the Mountaineers to 3 points after how good they look going down the field. Now the tough part, though, with this Mountaineer defense, it has a ton of speed.
4 receivers set. Woodrum going to throw one up the sideline. A little contact downfield intended for Darren Peterson, their outstanding All-American wide receiver. It's incomplete. As we take a look at the players to watch, they tested Terrell Chestnut there. Darren Peterson mentioned All-American Desmond Rice. He was all Big South a couple of years ago, sat out last year with an injury. DJ Abner filled in. He made the all Big South team, and Nick Kwiatkowski and Carl Joseph. Kwiatkowski leading tackler for the Mountaineers, and Joseph that unbelievable game a week ago. 2nd and 10. Give to Desmond Rice, and Rice is corralled and thrown down. Christian Brown stops him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Yep. Yeah, the first play of the game, they try to take a shot down the field, come back, try to establish the run, but West Virginia defense seems pretty juiced up right now.
So it brings up a 3rd and 12 after the Brown tackle for loss. Redshirt junior. Significantly different paces here as Liberty will huddle up and take their time offensively. Facing a big 3rd and 12. Mountaineers not a single person with their hand on the ground here defensively. All 11 upright. Empty set for Woodrum. Gets the snap. Pressure coming. Floats one, and it's complete. Beautifully thrown ball to Peterson, and Peterson picks up the first down across the 40 out to the 41 before Drayvon Askew-Henry shoves him out of bounds.
Great throw by Woodrum. Had pressure in his face, gets knocked down. That's what we talked about in the pregame. That's why I think the scouts are looking at him. Right in his face. What a great throw. They were in a cover 0, which is man across the board. There was no safety, so puts a lot of responsibilities on the West Virginia defensive backs.
Xavier Preston with the pressure. 18-yard pickup and a first down for the Flames. High formation look, tight bunch for the offensive lineman. And they'll go to Desmond Rice, who shakes off one tackle, and boy, picked up a hard-earned couple of yards, was hit in the backfield by Kyle Rose. Darrell Worley comes up and makes the stop after a pickup of 2.
Yeah, just a great run. Last week, West Virginia didn't miss many tackles like that, and to break 2 arm tackles is a pretty good job there.
So boy, tough sledding though inside. You have to break a couple tackles to pick up 2 yards.
Yeah, and I think the run's going to have to try to set up the pass here. They got to tire these West Virginia D linemen down.
Changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Woodrum back. Looking. Sets his feet. Fires downfield. Incomplete. Not sure if that was intended for Peterson. Had pretty good time there, Mark, but incomplete.
He did. He had a flush to his left a little bit. Looking downfield, the coverage was there. So that probably was a throwaway to an open area. So all in all, not a bad play by Woodrum.
I think one of the things you look at when you're an FCS opponent stepping up is, can your guys on the defensive and offensive fronts match their defensive and offensive fronts? And so far, not bad here for Liberty.
No, not bad at all. I'm sure they'd like to get the running game going a little better to help out some play action, but just picking up first downs. They had a big 3rd down conversion earlier.
Need to have another one here on a 3rd and 8. Woodrum empty set again. West Virginia showing pressure. Short pass underneath, complete. Going to be very close to the first down yardage. They're going to call him down at the 50. Darrell Worley makes the stop on Darren Peterson.
They did it again. They want the cover 0 and nice slant route, even with the inside leverage, and some D linemen coming out underneath. So great throw, great catch all around.
Liberty lining up as if they're going to go for it. So the Mountaineers defense stays out of the field as Liberty's offense stays out there.
Got a guy uncovered. Okay.
Woodrum will bring Farrow in motion. Run the option. Pitched out to Rice, and Rice lost the football. Boy, he had all kinds of room. The pitch a little behind him. And so on a 4th down, the ball will go over on downs. But, Mark, that was set up for a huge gain for the Flames.
That was. His read was off the end there, and I think that was going to the house if there would have been a good connection there. Yeah, the pitch is a little behind him, a little high, and that's tough for those running backs. You got to put that in his belly a little better.
And you can see the wide open field behind him. There was nobody between Rice and the end zone as we take a look at West Virginia's defense coming off that performance from a week ago against Georgia Southern. Now excellent field position here offensively for Howard. Back, looking, sack. Uzuihe comes up with a sack. He had 19.5 in his career coming in, and the All-American is now tied for the all-time Big South Conference record in sacks.
Yeah, nice play action. Look, he just comes around the end and way too quick. It didn't even give Skylar a chance to step up. They had man-to-man coverage down the field, so that was a potential for a big play.
So a big loss. Uzuihe comes up with a sack. He is the defensive leader for the Flames. Howard on the key. Oh, nice job staying at home there was Nick Newman. Not fooled. And maybe a gain of about a half a yard or so is all for Skylar Howard.
Yeah, just a great open field tackle there. Kind of on an island, but I think he had some help behind him regardless. These aren't the kind of plays you like with 3rd and 15. There's not too many in your playbook for these.
Howard started with 4 straight completions, has missed on his last 2. Shell in motion, empty set. Now Howard will go up and change again. Howard back, step up, and keep, has some room. Crosses the 40, crosses the 35. Here's Skyler Howard inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line, picking up a first down for the Mountaineers on that 34-yard run.
Just a great block downfield by Shelton Gibson. So you watch Skyler scramble downfield here. You'll see number 1 with a great block right there. That got him an extra 25 yards.
3rd and 15. We mentioned Skyler Howard does have good feet. 34-yard run, first down for the Mountaineers. 5 carries, 45 yards for Howard. Power look. Play waggles, now the give to Shell. Shell will cut back. Shell finds a little crevice, crosses the 15, and down to the 13-yard line. He'll pick up 5 on that first down run.
This is where West Virginia slowed down a little last time. 5 yards on first down is good, but maybe take a shot to the end zone here.
2nd and 5. Ball on the Liberty 13.
West Virginia again showing the short huddle.
There is some cushion on the outside. You could always work that with the 101 down here.
2nd and 5. Unusual look here in the backfield. The inside handoff. Nope, Smallwood is faked to. Instead, it's kept by Skyler Howard, and he'll pick up 3, maybe 4 yards, crosses the 10, gets down close to the 9, has to get inside the 9 for a first down.
Nice read by Skyler. He's running it. Just good pursuit by the linebackers. Now that you have the 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, I don't know if you're in 4-down territory quite yet, but.
Oh, I don't think Dana Holgerson's going to want to be stopped here.
I don't think so either. I'm just.
High formation look as Howard, a rare visit under center. Turns, gives to Shell. Shell off the left side. Shell is able to bounce off a tackler. Boy, was initially stopped. We might have had a chance to see whether Dana Holgerson was going to go for it, but good job by Shell. Keeps the legs moving and picks up the first down.
Great run by Shell. Gets the ball, has a lot of contact behind the line, and fights through 1, 2, 3, 4 guys to get that first down. And you know, he's a big back, tough to bring down, and I think that's why he was so highly recruited.
Just up the road from Pittsburgh, Hopewell High School. Started out at Pitt, briefly enrolling at UCLA before deciding to come and finish his collegiate career in Morgantown. Shell gets a handoff, left side hit from behind, down he goes. Corbin Jackson came in and stopped him for a loss of a yard on the play.
It looks like Liberty's bringing their safety way down. He's only about 6 yards off the line of scrimmage, so probably an extra guy for West Virginia to block, but you know, it's going to take the running backs probably a miss or two to get past these safeties and linebackers.
2nd and goal. Shell remaining in the game at the tailback position. Receivers split to each side. And Shorts in motion. Give to Shell. Shell nowhere to go. Hesitation move. Nothing opens up. A pickup of maybe a yard or so down to the 8. And Uzwihe was in there along with Jimmy O'Grady on the stop.
Yeah, down especially in the red zone. It's, you know, you only have one hole and you got to go. Out in the open area, you can cut to the sides or make 2 or 3 cuts, but in the red zone, you get the ball, you hit the hole. But once again, I think Liberty's game plan is bringing that safety down. He was 5 yards off the line on that play.
Shell in motion on this 3rd down play. Once again, Howard will come up, change things. Has 2 receivers split to each side. 3rd and goal. Howard back, pressure coming, throws corner of the end zone, too tall for Shelton Gibson, incomplete, and another big red zone stop for the Liberty Flames.
Yeah, if you're Liberty, I think that you know, you're really excited. If you can keep these field goals, like you're staying in the game, you know, a lot further than the first quarter.
Maybe instructive both times, Mark, here on 3rd and long. Liberty's brought pressure.
Yeah, that's one of those balls you can maybe throw on the back shoulder a little bit to keep him in bounds, but you got to give him credit. That was good coverage, and Schuyler was just being safe and take the 3 points and move on.
Lambert will attempt the 25-yard field goal. Snap good, hold down, boot is up, and that boot is good, and the West Virginia Mountaineers 2 Josh Lambert field goals, leading by the score of 6-0. At Milan Puskar Stadium, perhaps a moral victory of sort for Turner Gill's Liberty Flames, making a couple of stops in the red zone, forcing West Virginia to kick field goals instead of scoring touchdowns. So it's a 6-0 lead as Nick O'Toole gets set to kick off. DJ Abner, Jeremy Peters back deep for the Liberty Flames. So the boot, it's going to be taken by Abner. He's going to grab it at the 4-yard line. Abner makes one man miss, crosses the 25, had some room, lost his footing, stumbles out to the 25-yard line, and that's where the Liberty Flames will take over with their second possession of the game, trailing by a score of 6-0 here at Milan Puskar Stadium in Morgantown. Liberty Flames hanging in there the first quarter, down 6-0, 4:16 remaining as the Flames get set for their second offensive possession. Quarterback Josh Woodrum led the team to a first down. Boy, they had a great opportunity that slipped through their fingers. More on that in just a moment. Woodrum to give to Abner. Abner off the left side finds a little crease and picks up about 4 yards as we go downstairs to the third member of our broadcast team today, Dan Potash.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. The Flames opening up the season last weekend against Delaware State, and doing so by honoring the lives of Allison Parker and Adam Ward, who were tragically killed by working for WDBJ in Roanoke, Virginia. They wore a special band with Allison and Adam on that special ribbon, and the number 7, of course, that was for the number 7, which was a reference to their TV station. Not wearing them today, but have not forgotten those two for sure.
Dan, thanks very much. As they give to Abner off the left side, he's stacked up at the 30-yard line. And Mark, we talked to Coach Gill earlier this week, and he said at some point throughout the course of the game, there's going to be some plays, and you have to make those plays when you have an opportunity. Flag down here in the field, and they really had an opportunity on that fourth down play, didn't they?
They did. I think they had 7 points looking them in the face, and I think that's going to bother Coach Gill.
After the play, personal foul, number 95, West Virginia. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So here's a personal foul after the play. Christian Brown gets called for this as he slams DJ Abner down to the turf. So 15 free yards here for the Liberty Flames.
With the penalty, it'll be 1st and 10 for Liberty.
You see Mark things coming a little bit late there.
That's a tough call tough pill to swallow on that one, but you move on. Just don't worry about the refs. Move on to the next play.
All out at the 45-yard line. There's the give to Abner off the left side. Finds a little room. Oh, boy, does that hole close quickly as Joseph comes up with a big hit at the 48-yard line.
Just a great open field tackle by Joseph, and that's what he did last week with 8 tackles. And
looked like there was going to be some room there, Mark, and all of a sudden that room closed very quickly.
He likes to come downhill tackling, and that's why they were so effective last week with no missed tackles.
2nd and 7. Screen set up. Complete. Peterson across the 45, across the 40. Darren Peterson down to the 34-yard line. To the All-American, another reception and another first down for the Flames before Al-Rashid Benton can make the stop.
Yeah, Darren Peterson, they couldn't have said better things about him. I think they just want to find different ways to get him a ball, and the screen pass is great, and you can see what he does after the play.
Talked to Tony Gibson about him, the defensive coordinator for the Mountaineers. He said Peterson could play anywhere in the country, that good of a player. Certainly an NFL prospect. Woodrum on the keep, and it's Joseph again with a stop, but another pickup of about 3 yards on first down. Fake handoff inside, and Woodrum has some mobility. Big guy, 6'3", 225-pounder. Well, they're going to mark him now at the 32, so just a pickup of 2 will be a 2nd and 8.
Those are the plays you got to be a little careful as a quarterback because it's a read. The ball goes into his belly, and he reads the end, and he has to pull it. And if the running back thinks he's getting it, it's a tug of war, and sometimes that could cause a fumble.
2nd and 8. Woodrum, give to Abner. Abner slips a tackle, crosses the 30, gets down to the 29-yard line, where it's going to be a 3rd and 5.
And there's a slippery little back. It doesn't seem like he goes backwards. It seems like anytime there's first contact, he gets to the next guy and falls forward for 3 yards, which is what you like in a back.
Kyle Rose and Al-Rashid Benton on the stop. Rose, the normal starter at nose tackle. Al-Rashid Benton in with Jared Barber out with an injury for the week for the Mountaineers, so don't expect to see Barber not dressed today. Al-Rashid Benton, the redshirt sophomore, getting the start. Pre-snap formation change, tight bunch to the right. Mountaineers showing pressure up the middle. Woodrum rolling, throws into the flat, complete, but stopped almost immediately. And it's Terrell Chestnut on the stop after a pickup of a yard or so, and that's going to bring up a 4th down, and it's going to bring out John Lunsford, one of the strongest legs in college football.
Nice job by the West Virginia defense. You bring pressure, and that puts pressure on your defense in the back end, and West Virginia came up, was right there as soon as he caught the ball, so he couldn't run for yak.
Yards after contact. Not
Yes,
the animal from South Africa, or South America, right? 46-yard field goal attempt here for John Lunsford. Now some movement. Let's see who this is going to be against. It would be a 1st down if it's against West Virginia. No, and that's actually the end of the quarter. So he'll be kicking on the other end of the field. The West Virginia Mountaineers, a couple of drives deep into Liberty Flames territory, but they don't come away with any touchdowns. Turner Gill's Liberty Flames have a chance to get on the board, trailing by the score of 6-0 after 1 quarter of play here at Milan Puskar Stadium in Morgantown, West Virginia. John Lunsford, the very strong-legged sophomore. He had 5 kicks of 50 or more yards last year, including a 60-yarder. This is a chip shot by comparison, a 46-yard attempt to try to get Turner Gill's Liberty Flames on the board. The opening play here of the 2nd quarter. All-American long snapper Hunter Winstead gets the snap back. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. Plenty of leg, but it is wide. And so the Mountaineers keep Liberty off the board and lead 6-0. And again, you talked about what Turner Gill said, making plays. You lose an opportunity on a pitch, on a 4th down. That was a beautifully called play, wide open. Now you miss a field goal. These are mistakes the Flames just can't have.
Certainly, you drive down the field like that, and it's not easy versus West Virginia defense. You think you're going to get 3. You had the benefit call on the personal foul, and then you end up nothing. That's kind of demoralizing if you're Coach Gill.
Here are the Mountaineers who give to Smallwood off the right side, and Smallwood is taken down. No gain on the play. Stopped in his tracks. It was Jimmy O'Grady, the middle linebacker, who came up and made the initial hit.
This Liberty defensive line has been pretty impressive so far. They haven't given up the big run and actually stopped them for a couple no gains.
Actually, Dexter Robbins in for Jimmy O'Grady on the stop. Robbins led the team with 5 tackles a week ago. 2nd and 9. Pass out, complete. Gibson makes the move, and Gibson picks up the 1st down across the 40 and out to the 41-yard line as we go downstairs again to Dan Potash.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. I know it's football season, but it's never too early to start talking about college basketball with Bob Huggins. How excited are you for the upcoming season, considering you were just in the Bahamas, but you're back here working now, right?
Well, some people would say that, yeah, I guess. I've never worked in my life. I mean, I've been blessed, so it's not really working. But, yeah, we're in the midst of recruiting right now, and our guys are working out, and we're excited about the season.
What are your thoughts about the conference and non-conference schedule as you look towards the beginning of the season in November?
Well, the non-conference schedule, I think, is very challenging with, Virginia and New York, and going to Virginia Tech and playing the people we play in Las Vegas. But we're excited. I mean, we think we can play with anybody in the country.
And I think West Virginia feels that they can play with anybody in the country in the football field, right, Rob King?
Yeah, 52-yarder there. Thank you, Dan and Coach Huggins, as Gibson makes a man miss, sprints up the sideline, and a 52-yard touchdown pass has put the Mountaineers up 12-0 pending the extra point.
I like what they've done twice on this drive. Just two little hitches with those corners out there that are playing really soft. Let your athlete play versus their athlete. Gibson, I think, is the fastest offensive player West Virginia has, and just doesn't give the corners much chance out there.
A real burner, Shelton Gibson, 3 receptions, 130 yards last week, showing his explosive big play ability, and there picks up the long touchdown, and Josh Lambert on to try the extra point. Lambert's kick is up. It is good, and the Mountaineers, shortly after Liberty misses a field goal, they capitalize. The long touchdown to Gibson, and they lead 13-0. Mountaineers have been able to put 13 early points on the board, leading the Liberty Flames 13-0, 13:40 remaining here in the second quarter as kickoff set to go here from Nick O'Toole. O'Toole drives it deep. Abner will let it sail over his head and through the end zone. As we take a look at that touchdown pass, 52 yards, as Gibson is able to take this one to the house.
Here's exactly what you want. You have a huge cushion up top. It's a speed guy, and your quarterback's struggling a little bit. Let him make a completion and see what happens. They did it 2 plays earlier. I think they saw something, so great adjustment by the coaches. Just getting the ball in your playmaker's hands.
So now feels like almost a critical juncture of the game here for Liberty to stem some of this momentum. They've had some big plays, the opportunity to make some big plays. They haven't done that. And you get the feeling that West Virginia may be beginning to roll a little bit here, Mark.
Exactly like you said before the break. That missed field goal happens. It's 6-3. No, instead they missed a field goal and go get a touchdown. Now it's 13-0.
And a little flag. Flag coming here is a little movement, I think, before the play. Let's get the official call.
False start, number 63 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That is indeed the call.
This is where you got to have your quarterback, Josh Woodrum, just calm everyone down a little bit. It's only 13-0. You have been moving the ball. Just can't take those kind of penalties, though.
This is a run-first Liberty team. Again, we mentioned Woodrum, an excellent quarterback, but again, Mark, to your point, this is not the situation they want to get in. West Virginia, not as big a deal. For Liberty, this is not where they want to be. Woodrum rolling out, looking, under pressure, throws, and incomplete, intended for Peterson. Slipped through his hands. Chestnut out in coverage for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, West Virginia's been bringing a ton of pressure in the game and playing one-on-one outside, but not on that one. They moved to a more quarter-2 look, which gives the underneath coverage a lot of help, and good call by Coach Gibson.
2nd and 15. And there is Coach Tony Gibson, second year as the defensive coordinator for the Mountaineers. A little stability in the defensive ranks. First time they've had a defensive coordinator in 2 straight years under Dana Holgerson. Here's Desmond Rice. Boy, Rice again being pursued and taken down by Wachuku. Boy, again, a very, very tough 1-yard gain for Desmond Rice.
Again, in cover 2 again, which you should be able to run the ball, but it seems like West Virginia's getting a little more pressure and great pursuit. I think West Virginia's getting the confidence, and as we said, this isn't a situation when it'll be on the road. 3rd and long.
3rd and 14. Woodrum trips to the left. Peterson, the lone receiver, to the top of your screen. Mountaineers not showing any pressure. Now they give to Rice off the left side, and Rice is going to pick up about 5 yards. A flag on the play. Rick Rumpf made the tackle. And let's see what the call is going to be.
All sides, number 93
Sides
on the
against the
defense,
Mountaineers.
lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
Just not the penalty you want to take on a draw play.
No, and it wasn't like they were bringing any pressure or anything like that, Mark. Just maybe somebody lining up offsides.
It was simple 2-man there, which kind of protects the big play, and with only 3 down, there's no excuse for that one.
3rd and 9. Look over to the sideline, get a new play called in. Woodrum will get team up to speed. Now back, looking, quick shovel pass to Rice. Rice stepping through a would-be tackle, and Desmond Rice, great effort, crosses the 35 and out to the 36, a 10-yard gain on 3rd and 9 for Desmond Rice.
Yeah, that's pretty much a run there. They were in their cover 2 again.
Liberty first down.
And once the back passes the quarterback, you're thinking pass, but nice block there by 67.
Kyle Rose in pursuit, helping to make the stop. But boy, great effort by Desmond Rice. Again, mentioned 2 years ago, an all Big South second team performer, 967 yards rushing, splitting time with DJ Abner, who rushed for 1,300 a year ago. Now lofted deep for B.J. Farrow, and Farrow goes up and nearly intercepted. Excellent coverage downfield by Darryl Worley. Well, you can see why Tony Gibson and Darryl Worley is so high on Darryl Worley. Look at this battle for the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, great defensive play there. You're one-on-one, you're on an island, you don't make that play, then that's a possible touchdown. He said he was getting a little bored out there, and his actions just brought fruition to his words.
6'2", 198 pounds, a big guy. Now the inside handoff, and Nick Kwiatkowski is there for the stop of Rice, a loss of 4 on the play.
You just feel that momentum. Here comes that West Virginia pressure again, and they always bring one extra guy, and not much the running back can do there.
And Mark, it looked like a fairly well-disguised blitz. They came late. Woodrum, I'm sure if he knew that was coming, would have liked to have changed that play.
Sure, you don't know what's in the package or not, but when they have one extra guy, there's not much you could do, and you don't know if there's an O-line missed an assignment, but you really can't let the guy come right up the gut like that.
3rd and long. Woodrum back, has time, steps up, throws, incomplete, a flag comes in, contact between Worley and Peterson.
Yeah, you saw the jersey get tugged when he was coming across the field. I mean, Worley definitely, I could see it from 100 yards away here. The jersey was pulled. No doubt that was interference.
Darren Peterson, 8 receptions, 83 yards.
Pass interference. Number 7 on the defense.
And that is
spot foul, automatic first down.
An automatic first down at the spot of the infraction at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, you'll see the en route, and just before that, the jersey was out about 4 yards back. So I think there would have been a holding call regardless if the ball was thrown to him or not.
So first down out to the 45-yard line. A couple of penalties have kept drives alive. And 2 on this drive have kept it alive. An offsides penalty gave him another shot on 3rd down, and then on that 3rd down play, the interference call on Worley. Lofted, Peterson, oh boy, he had a chance down the sideline, tried to make the one-handed grab. He had Worley beat and couldn't hang on.
Another one of those opportunity Coach Gill was talking about. You don't get too many of those in games like this, and that's 7 if he makes the play. So that's I think 3 so far this game.
Yep, they had the ball just a little beyond Peterson's grasp, and it falls incomplete.
Sometimes you release the ball before the guy falls behind him, though, and it's already in the air and it's too late. So
right.
Let's give
Yes,
the benefit of the doubt on that.
That's
it looks
right,
worse than it is.
Woodrum rolling. Throws underneath, complete. First down yardage across the 40 down to the 39-yard line. And that is Shells who makes the grab. Dante Shells, 54 career receptions, and there's a Mountaineer player down. Looks like Drayvon Askew Henry, their outstanding sophomore safety, is down after the play.
Nice design play, just to roll out, get Woodrum outside the pocket, and he ran a 6 route, which is a curl, and he had about 6 yards from anyone.
Yep, a collision between Askew Henry and Al-Rashid Benton. Mountaineers up 13-0 in the second. Get the latest on your Mountaineers straight from Dana Holgerson himself, Tuesday on Root Sports. Hear game reaction and analysis from WVU's head coach as he breaks down every game and gets you ready for the next one. WVU football press conference with Dana Holgerson, Tuesdays at 1:30 on Root Sports. Trayvon Askew Henry, 3 tackles, leads the team, being attended to on the sideline after that collision with teammate Al Rashid Benton. And a first down completion to Dante Shells for this Liberty Flames team. And screen to Zach Parker. Parker in some trouble, and I don't think he's even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Pretty good pursuit by this very fast West Virginia defense.
It's that inside screen again they ran earlier in the game. He made the first one miss, but that's one thing Coach Gibson told us about their pursuit. They want all 11 guys at the ball, and that's how you create turnovers. And not only that, you don't let big plays happen there.
Also said he had 7 guys that can run 4-5 or better on that defense. So very speedy defense, pursuing the ball well. Trying to pitch a second consecutive shutout, something they haven't done since 1962. There's a handoff to Rice off the left side. Rice leaning forward, crosses the 40 and gets down to about the 38. Might have gotten a yard, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, just not much there. Everyone stayed in their lanes. The linebackers crashed, and running back just got to stick his head down in there and get what he can.
Again, well within the field goal range of John Lunsford, who missed a 46-yarder earlier. Liberty 2 for 4 on 3rd down in the game. Empty set for Woodrum. Woodrum back, throws underneath, complete, goes to Rice, but they're looking for a little catch and run there. Rice unable to step out of a tackle. Bukowski brings him down to the 36-yard line, and it will be 4th down.
Yeah, just a 3 deep with 5 under look. Not many places to go on that one. He just took what he could and threw the safe play.
Lunsford, again, missed that 46-yarder, had plenty of leg. He has a powerful leg, kicked a 52-yarder a week ago against Delaware State. We'll be trying for a 53-yard field goal here. And an all-conference snapper and Hunter Winstead. Snap is down. Kick is up. The kick has plenty of leg. And the kick is once again wide right. So a couple of long field goal attempts missed by John Lunsford. Liberty remains off the board. The Mountaineers remain on top by the score of 13-0.
You're getting a look at West Virginia running back coach Jawan Siders. Spends a lot of time here on the field, but last season you would also find him across the parking lot at Ruby Memorial Hospital. That's where his oldest son Jaden was treated for Hodgkin's lymphoma, which was diagnosed in January. The family receiving support from all over the state, and Jaden continued to support the team as he came back over for practice after he got treatment. Guys, I can tell you that just a few weeks ago he was cleared. No more cancer.
Yeah, it's a great story, Dan. Thanks very much. And boy, some tough times with the Sider family, and good news right now as Wendell Smallwood gets the handoff off the right side, crosses the 40, dragged down ankle tackle as he gets out to the 42 by Cam Jackson.
That's great about Jaden. I actually roomed with Jawan on the road at my time here in West Virginia, so it's great news that he's cancer-free.
What a shocker for a family and your son. Ooh, awful news, but again, good to hear that things looking good right now. The quick completion out to Gary Jennings, the freshman who comes up with a grab, 11-yard pickup for Gary Jennings, one of these freshman receivers that Dana Holgerson and his staff feel really, really good about.
I like what they're doing. This is what they did last drive. Just simple, easy throws, get the ball in your playmaker's hands.
Flipped out there again. It's Jennings again, and Jennings will pick up 7 yards down to the 41-yard line. Cam Jackson on the stop again. Call it 6, and it'll be a 2nd and 4.
Just keep taking these 5-6 yards, and that's what's going to open up the big play. So look for a hitch and go or a big play coming soon, because these corners are going to start coming up a little farther and peeking inside.
Design quarterback draw for Howard, and Howard going to be brought down and looks just a little short of the first down stick, needed to get inside the 38. Looked like he was stopped just short of that. Going to bring up a 3rd and short, and the Mountaineers bringing a heavy package out of the field. Wellman checks into the game along with Darren Arndt and Cody Clay, a pair of tight ends.
Sometimes fans get upset with play calls, but it's setting up other things, and you know that play right there is just keeping that D-line honest and not letting them rush up the field.
Smallwood deep in the eye. And the give to Smallwood off the right side, and Smallwood gets down to the 35-yard line, picks up a first down for the Mountaineers. Gain of 3 yards on that inside handoff.
Good run, 10 guys in the box there, one-on-one outside, and still getting the yardage. It's a pretty good job there.
Now back to the package that Dana Holgerson prefers more than the 2 tight end fullback set, Mark, and that's a bunch of wide receivers out there.
I think so. Only 66 plays last week. I think he's actually likes the fact that he's getting more plays this week.
Out to Smallwood. Smallwood tries to cut to the outside and steps out of bounds as he tries to make a move inside the 35. He's out at the 33. Pickup of 2 yards.
Nice pursuit by the Liberty defense there. That's not easy to get those big guys out there, but good throw by Schuyler there. That's not an easy throw, and he put it in a position where Smallwood could run upfield.
That was Tyron Holloway on the stop. The throw across the middle, complete, and losing his footage is to Keel Shorts as he gets down to the 15-yard line. Cam Jackson again on the stop on a 16-yard pickup for the Mountaineers.
Good throw here. That's why those hitches he throws, those 5-yard hitches, are so important. It gets some confidence back. Then he throws a 15-yard laser right on the money down the field.
Ball's down, backed up for some reason to the 17-yard line. Devontae Mathis, the quick completion out to him, and he wrestles forward to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, all these little passes are just giving him his confidence back and setting up for plays down the field.
And a chance to get some other guys involved. Devontae Mathis, his first reception of the season. Redshirt junior wide receiver. So we've seen Durant, Mathis, Shorts, Jennings. Jordan Thompson's been out there, Shelton Davis. So plenty of receivers seeing time here for the Mountaineers. Hand off to Russell Shell. Shell, again, boy, not much in the way of running room. And he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Dexter Robbins, again, in the stop.
It's been really impressive watching this red zone defense for Liberty all day. They've been pretty stout once the Mountaineers have gotten in the red zone.
Facing another 3rd and long, 3rd and 7. Dana Holgerson unhappy with what transpired on that last play. Now Smallwood in motion, empty set. They've been bringing pressure in these situations.
Man across the board here, all one-on-one.
Now the rollout here, in pursuit. And stepping out of bounds around the 11-yard line. And here comes some late flags. Dexter Robbins in on the stop. And again, Mark, they'd come up with another stop here on 3rd down, but another big play that's going to go against the Liberty Flames with a late hit out of bounds.
Big mistake. You know, they had the
After the play,
cover 0 look. They dropped
foul.
out and had a nice disguise, and then hits them out of
This could
bounds
go.
and
Automatic
keeps the
first
drive
down.
going. That's the ones that'll drive a defensive coordinator nuts. Here he comes around the corner, just wants to step out, and he's a good 2 yards out. You got to pull up.
So automatic first down. Down inside the 6-yard line near the 5. Wendell Smallwood back behind quarterback Skyler Howard. Give to Smallwood. Smallwood off the right side. Smallwood turning forward, and Smallwood, great effort. The ball is stripped loose. And let's see who recovered it. Still battling as Jimmy O'Grady ripped it free. Let's see who's got the ball. Officials still sorting things out. And it is a touchdown for the Mountaineers as Smallwood recovered his own fumble and comes up with a touchdown for West Virginia.
What a run. He broke so many arm tackles there. Here's one. Turning those legs. There was probably 3 before then, and sometimes that's what happens when you fumble it, but when you make up for your own mistake.
Smallwood had it all the way, yep.
Yeah, when you can make up for a fumble and get a touchdown out of it, it's a little bit easier to walk to that sideline and meet your coaches.
So he pulled free by O'Grady and bounced right to Smallwood. Bit of a fortunate hop for the Mountaineers.
That's 2 plays in a row. You had the personal foul out of bounds, and then another opportunity with a fumble right at the end zone to get it, and it just seems like Liberty's not taking these opportunities and running with them.
Yep, and that's, again, we reiterate, but it's been so prevalent in this game. Turner Gill very prescient by saying that his team needed to make plays. They've had some opportunities. They just haven't made the plays. And because of that, down 19-0 pending the extra point attempt here by Josh Lambert. O'Toole's hold is down. The kick is up. The kick is good. It is 20-0 West Virginia. So Wendell Smallwood with a 5-yard touchdown run. The Mountaineers up 20-0. For tonight after Pirates postgame on Root Sports. 11-play, 64-yard drive. Took 4 minutes and 12 seconds, and it was the fumble recovery by Wendell Smallwood, his own fumble. That was the scoring play for the Mountaineers. Abner retreats back to the 5-yard line. Jeremy Peters tells him to take a knee. And the Mountaineers rush defense, 11 carries, 8 yards. And this has been a really, really good performance by the Mountaineers front seven.
It has. There's just been no room for any of the backs to go.
Tony Gibson, team did a great job in pass defense last week. They had to deal with that triple option from Georgia Southern, something you don't see very often. More of a traditional approach here from Liberty, although the traditional approach is no longer traditional, Mark. I mean, most teams are spreading it out and throwing the ball, but again, getting different looks here for his defense prior to heading into Big 12 conference play.
Yeah, it's good. It's so different from last week, and having another bye week coming up, they'll be able to prepare, and the speed is pretty impressive here on West Virginia's side.
Woodrum back, looking, going to fire one out. Has a man wide open. That's Peterson underthrown, but Peterson able to cradle it out at the 46-yard line and pick up the first down on the 21-yard hookup.
Yeah, they had a cover two there with the deep safety in the corner, and there's just a little hole in there, and they've been pretty much doubling them all game, and Woodrum made a nice throw in that hole.
4 receptions, I beg your pardon, 64 yards for Darren Peterson. Woodrum looks over, gets the play from the sideline. We'll change it here at the line of scrimmage. Under 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Woodrum gives to Rice. Big line surge that time, and Rice is able to get 8, maybe 9 yards on that first down run.
Just one pass play over 10, 15 yards gets that line pumped up, and it spreads the defense out a little bit.
This is the first really good surge on a run play we've seen so far, Mark.
That was. He didn't get hit till 5 yards down the field and carried in number 3, so that was really good first down play.
Woodrum will give to Rice again. Rice cuts back to the left, this time nowhere to go. Ankle tackle, drags him down. It was Al-Rashid Benton who came in again to make the stop. Pickup of maybe half a yard is going to bring up a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, anytime their backs have been cutting back for Liberty today, it seems like they get stopped instantly, and that's that pursuit that West Virginia defense does, and obviously their speed. They can recover really quick.
And the Mountaineers crowding 6 in, where there are only 5 Liberty Flames to block them, daring them to throw the ball here. They don't. They go to the option. Rice to the outside. Rice crosses the 40. Rice makes a man miss. Crossing the 30. Down inside the 20. Still going down to the 15-yard line before Terrell Chestnut is able to make the stop. But there's that option that didn't work before, Mark. This time they execute it well.
They went back to the well, and they had such a good look on the first opportunity in the first quarter, and better pitch this time. West Virginia was in man-to-man coverage. Nice downfield blocking, and then what a run. Carried him 15 yards.
29-yard run for Desmond Rice, the longest of the game for him by far. So Woodrum will now go empty set.
And as you saw in that last play, Woodrum seemed to make a check to get to that option, which was really good on his part.
Under 2 minutes remaining. Clock rolling. Woodrum back. Throws underneath. Complete. And a pickup of about 3 or 4 yards on that first down completion to Todd Macon, the running back who's checked into the game. Shaq Pettaway in the stop for the Mountaineers.
That's a nice catch by Macon. They only rushed 3. They dropped 8 out there, and I know as a quarterback, throwing into 8 defenders in the red zone in the middle of the field is a scary thing. And I know for a receiver, putting your arms out like that, it is. So nice catch and throw.
Macon, a sophomore running back who ran for 266 yards a year ago, but tough to get carries with Abner and Rice there this year. Rice, of course, coming back from the injury. Fake to make it, roll out, Woodrum throws, complete. This is Rice. Rice makes a man miss. We have a flag downfield. We might have a holding penalty here on Peterson blocking out on the edge.
Yeah, he was working hard. He might have got his hands outside, though. Let's see.
Holding. Offense number 13.
That's going to be the call. Boy,
10-yard penalty.
Another costly penalty.
Yeah, just a simple throw out to the flat. Peterson and his guy, yeah, he can't fault him for lack of effort, but.
It'll be second down and 17.
By the way, that was Draven Askew Henry on the stop. Nice to see him back in the game. Oh boy, you could see Worley actually kind of pulled him towards him too.
Yeah, that was pretty good play by Worley. I think that could have gone either way, but that's when you just decide to cut him sometimes.
And Peterson, pretty impressive looking player. Here's the give to Macon. Macon trying to get to the outside, steps out of one tackle. Kwiatkowski, boy, great pursuit from the inside linebacker to catch the running back from behind, bring him down at the 14-yard line, and it's going to be a third down, and the Flames want a timeout.
Yeah, here's that West Virginia speed again. Just when you think he's going to make it outside, you got 2-3 West Virginia guys closing in on them, and sometimes that's the difference.
So with the timeout on the field called by the Liberty Flames, we're going to take a timeout. 43 seconds remaining. The Flames trying to get on the board here in the first half. The Liberty Flames have had some opportunities to make some big plays. They have another one here. 3rd and 8, trying to get on the board in the waning moments here of the first half. Woodrum has completed 6 straight passes. They'll send Rice out in motion. Woodrum back, throws, and it is nearly intercepted in and out of the hands of 2 separate Mountaineers. It was Chestnut, and it was also Carl Joseph down there. And the stop defensively will bring out the field goal unit once again for the Flames.
Yeah, they try a back shoulder throw here at the goal line. With the safety over the top, the corner really doesn't have to give too much yardage up, so he's lucky to not get away with an interception there.
Mountaineers call timeout here defensively prior to the field goal attempt for John Lunsford. We're assuming it's going to be a field goal attempt, and we'll find out when we return. Mountaineers leading 20-0, 38 seconds remaining in the first half. At Milan Puskar Stadium in Morgantown, West Virginia, the Liberty Flames will try once again to get on the boards. John Lunsford, their all-conference kicker from a season ago, has missed from 46 and 52. Will now try one from 31 yards. Strong wind blowing left to right. Both of his field goals have been missed to the right. Lunsford's kick is up, and this one will be missed to the left. So Lunsford, normally a very sure thing when Turner Gill trots him out there, maybe overcompensating there after missing 2 to the right, pulls this one to the left. He has missed his 3rd field goal of the first half.
Yeah, it just looks like a pull. That West Virginia had some pretty good penetration. I don't know if maybe he peaked up a little bit, but you start out 0 for 2. Knowing the kickers I know, things start going through their brains a little bit.
Yeah, that's tough. Coming up at halftime, we have another Pittsburgh native turned West Virginia legendary quarterback, Rasheed Marshall, joining Paul Alexander in studio. Scores and highlights from around the nation coming up in just a little bit from our Root Sports studios. Hand off to Wendell Smallwood off the right side. Smallwood crosses the 30, ducks out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
You got to be careful here if you're Liberty. There's 28 seconds to go, and we're at the 35-yard line already, and West Virginia can get chunks in a hurry.
Yep, things can happen very quickly with this explosive offense. 14-yard gain on that run by Smallwood. Yep, we have a flag. It looked like Javon Durant moved a little soon, the wide receiver.
False start. Number 5 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remain first down.
And it is the call. Durant a little antsy. And that speed he's got. They talked about Shelton Gibson being the fastest player Dana Holgorsen had ever coached. And Durant ran against him in preseason camp. They said it wasn't even close. Durant's even faster. Good to Smallwood off the left side, and Smallwood And is helped out of bounds by Jallo, and a gain of a couple out to the 35-yard line. Alpha Jallo, the 6'1", 195-pound junior for the Liberty Flames.
And now we're down to 22 seconds from 28. You can see just what a simple offsides can do to a drive or a potential drive. That used to drive Mike March nuts when a wide receiver would go off.
Yeah, it's one position that should never happen. Thrown out in the flat, complete. Akil Schwartz will cross the 50, and he'll get down to about the 48-yard line of the Flames before Jimmy O'Grady knocks him out of bounds. 14 seconds still remaining. Again, we talked about the strong leg of John Lunsford. Josh Lambert had 4 50-plus yard field goals a season ago, so maybe another 12 or 13 yards would put him in field goal range.
Really nice play there by Skylar Howard.
Howard has time, moves to his right, throws underneath, complete to Smallwood, pushed out of bounds around the 41-yard line with 8 seconds remaining.
Just try to get another 5 or 6 yards here. You got 2 timeouts left. You're not going to use them both, but
Howard, quick pass, Durant spinning forward, and Durant will go out of bounds around the 36-yard line. And the Mountaineers will get a quick timeout call.
May not seem like
seconds
much,
remaining.
but that's 6 yards. That could be the difference between good and not good. So he's got the leg. We know that.
So we'll see if the Flames attempt to call a timeout and upset the rhythm of Josh Lambert. There he is, an All-American. And last year having an historic season for the Mountaineers. With 30 made field goals, second most in NCAA history, holder of many West Virginia and a couple of NCAA records. Josh Lambert on to try the long field goal, 3 for 3 a week ago. It's from 54 yards. And this one is going to come up short. So no good on the final play of the first half as the Mountaineers leading the 13th ranked Liberty Flames, stepping up from the FCS ranks and putting in a pretty decent showing here in the first half, but the Mountaineers pitching a shutout thus far, looking for their second consecutive shutout. They lead by the score of 20-0 over the Liberty Flames as they head into the locker rooms, and Dan Potash is downstairs, and he is with head coach Dana Holgerson. Dan.
All right, Coach, you were able to get 7 points on your third trip into the red zone, but the first 2, they made it difficult. What were you seeing from them defensively?
Well, it seems like every time everybody makes a big deal of something, we struggle with it. Last year was turnovers. This year it's offensive red zone stuff. So ain't nothing they're doing. We just got to put the ball in play. I got probably a little antsy and threw the ball when I should have ran it. But other than that, we got to make the catches and put it in play.
Outside of the one option play that they had for success in that second quarter, your front seven has done a good job slowing them down and preventing big plays. Can that continue in the third quarter?
Yeah, I think so. I just think we're playing just average right now, to be honest with you. The troubling thing defensively is we got three penalties on third down, which kept their drives alive. If it wasn't for that, we would have gotten them off the field quicker. We've only had 5 possessions offensively. We got to get them off the field quicker.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Gentlemen.
Dan, thank you very much. So the Mountaineers playing just average football, according to Dana Holgerson, still leading 20-0 over Liberty as we head back to our Root Sports studios and Paul Alexander and Rasheed Marshall.
Hi, Rob. Thank you very much. And Rasheed, we talked a lot during that first half that Liberty was hanging around a little bit. I think once West Virginia found the end zone, it took a little something out of the Liberty Flames.
Right. And for West Virginia, it's important. Just continue doing the things that you've been doing to this point. Liberty, again, they need to go into the locker room at halftime. Let these coaches instill some discipline in them. They've had some opportunities. Come back out second half, try to cash in.
Missed opportunities for Liberty, and so far for West Virginia, they have yet to be scored upon. 44-0 last week to open the season against Georgia Southern, and so far through a half of football, it's 20-0 Mountaineers over the Flames of Liberty. Rasheed Marshall and I, as Rob King deemed him, legendary. No question about that. He'll be back to help us break down that first half and look forward to the second half of West Virginia and Liberty right here on Root Sports. Get you back to Morgantown, where West Virginia leads Liberty by the score of 20-0. For some highlights and a recap of that first half, let's get it back to Rob King and Mark Bolger. Guys?
Paul, thanks very much. I think neither coach is going to be particularly satisfied with his first half. Liberty had some opportunities that they blew. Meanwhile, you heard Dana Holgorsen telling Dan Potash he thought the team just kind of played average. Big play here, though, the 52-yarder to Shelton Gibson for the touchdown mark.
Yeah, West Virginia started out a little slow and wanted to get Skyler back in a little bit of a routine, and that got him going.
And this is one of those missed opportunities. Ball stripped away from Wendell Smallwood, but it bounces right back to him. He stays on it, and with that fumble recovery, West Virginia was up 20-0, and part of the reason Liberty did not score was 3 missed field goals from their normally sure-footed sophomore kicker, John Lunsford. He missed 3 in the first half, so Liberty some opportunities to score. Couldn't do it. As we take a look at statistics in the first half, Dana Holgorsen wanted more than his 66 plays a week ago, although, again, he had 15 explosive plays. They did get 39 plays in that first half. He wants more here in the second half, but they'll need a quick defensive stop to get the ball back. As you remember, Liberty won the toss, deferred, and now will receive here in the second half with Peters and King back deep. And this is going to be in the direction of Damian King. Will skip out of bounds, and so Liberty will have good field position to begin this second half. And I'm sure Turner Gill probably told this team something along the lines of, hey, you played with these guys, Mark, and you can do it. Now let's get out there and do it. Let's go out and make the plays we need to make.
Yeah, you look at the last 5 years they've played Division I teams. They've hung in there, and they've done it again. It's still only a 3-score game, and they've moved the ball. It's not like they have no yards. So they just got to convert on those opportunities. And, you know, they're still in this game, and they got starting out with good field position.
I mentioned that they played West Virginia back in 2009, a 33-20 West Virginia victory. That game was a close game until deep in the fourth quarter when the Mountaineers finally pulled away. The Liberty still in this game, down just 20-0. Opening play of the second half. Woodrum fake to Rice, rolls out, looking, has a man open along the sideline. Did Zach Parker? He is out of bounds. I beg your pardon, it was Dante Shells out of bounds at the 49-yard line, so it'll be a 2nd and 10.
That's a really difficult throw rolling to your left for a quarterback, and I mean that's about as good a ball as you could throw, but unfortunately 6 inches out of bounds. And what's tough to see on this field is there's a huge crown, so if you're rolling left, you're throwing about 1.5 feet down the hill too. So good throw, just 6 inches off.
2nd and 10. Rice remains the lone running back. 2 receivers split to the left. Give to Rice. Rice will head straight up the middle, hit by Kwiatkowski, and then finally stopped after a 6-yard gain. A couple of WPIL performers, Nick Kwiatkowski and Drayvon Askew-Henry in the stop. You can see that crown there. Boy, that is a pretty big crown. It's got to affect. You have to throw it lower, I guess, when you're lower than your aiming point.
I think there's only 2 teams left in the NCAA that still have it, and when I was here we had it, and if you don't practice on it a lot, it can be difficult to adapt to.
And that crown will be gone, part of the renovations to Milan Puskar Stadium begin next season. 3rd and 5. Mountaineers blitzing. Woodrum will throw out in the flat, complete to Rice, and he has nowhere to go. Brought down by Al-Rashid Benton, and actually a loss on the play.
Yeah, that's one of those swing passes that you're building in hot. Woodrum does a good job seeing it. West Virginia obviously scouted and knew that was where he was going to go with the ball. And nice open field tackle there by Worley.
First 3 and out of the game. You heard Dana Holgorsen mentioning that penalties have kept some drives alive, but not this one, not yet anyway, on a 4th down. First punt of the game for Trey Turner. Averaged 47.7 yards per kick a week ago. Left footer, this one a low driving kick. Bounced and taken on the gallop. This is KJ Dillon. Dillon to the 30-yard line. Dillon has room, crosses the 35 and gets out to the 37. Punt return, one of the issues for the Mountaineers a year ago, averages 3 yards a return. A big one there for KJ Dillon. Mountaineers' first possession of the second half when we return. In Milan Puskar Stadium, the Mountaineers and the Liberty Flames, West Virginia, A 20-0 lead in the first half. They're going to get their opening possession here in the second half. That guy, Darren Peterson, maybe opening some eyes. Skylar Howard, a strong performance, 10 straight completions for the Mountaineers. And they lead by the score of 20-0, looking to improve to 2-0 on the season, heading into a bye week before they take on their traditional rival, Maryland. They're the two coaches, Turner Gill on the left side. You remember him from his days at Nebraska. Dana Holgerson, his 5th season here for the Mountaineers. And the opening play is a handoff to Russell Shell, and Shell banging forward. He and Nick Newman colliding at the 49-yard line, pickup of 3.
Well, back to the punt return. I know that's been a huge point of emphasis down here, the punt returns, and for KJ Dillon to put them in good field position. I know that makes a lot of Mountaineer fans pretty happy.
Yeah, second worst punt return in the country a year ago, averaging just 3 yards per return, 19-yarder there for KJ Dillon. Second down, give to Russell Shell. Shell off the right side, fighting forward. And we saw Shell with a little bit of dancing in the first half, and this time 2 straightforward runs. Dana Holgerson upset, remember, on that one run play. I don't know if it was against Shell or somebody else that he was angry with, but Russell Shell, big physical back, lowering the shoulder on those 2 runs.
Hit the hole, and he's carrying guys for a couple of yards, but I don't think he can carry 5 here.
No, that was Smallwood, and Smallwood's going to lose a couple, and it's going to be 3 and out for the Mountaineers. Jimmy O'Grady on the stop, and credit the Liberty Flames. Mark, just when you think maybe they're going to be blown out, they continue to play good, solid football.
Yeah, I think you got to give Coach Gill credit for that, because he went in and still has them playing hard, and he had that presence on the phone the other day.
Zach Parker back deep. Nick O'Toole ready to punt. Average over 44 yards a kick. A week ago, this is a low spiraling kick. Parker wants everybody out of the way, and it's going to take a great West Virginia roll down at the 1-yard line. Nana Kyram there to make the special teams play, and down it at the 1 on a 57-yard punt by Nick O'Toole.
That's the difference there between Liberty's punt to KJ Dillon. He fielded on the bounce, and Liberty let it go, and that's the result if you don't have a guy back there that can confidence to field it.
O'Toole and Cody Clay getting excited about that one, and Liberty pinned deep back at their own 1-yard line.
He looks like a defensive lineman to me.
Yeah, that could have been a touchback, I thought, Mark. I agree with you on that. Woodrum will just try to gain a little ground. Will poke his way out to the 3-yard line as we head downstairs again to Dan Potash. Danny.
Well, Tony Gibson is his 2nd season as defensive coordinator here at West Virginia, and his eye for reading opposing offenses began to take shape in the early 90s when he was defensive coordinator down at Glenville State, about 90 miles south of here. And guys, then he played with and then under head coach Rich Rodriguez, and we all know what kind of offense he likes to run. So Tony's head was probably on a swivel back then. In fact, guys, he was telling his team at halftime today that they're playing as if they're trying to avoid making mistakes. That has to change here in the second half.
Thank you, Dan. And again, a little continuity finally for Dana Holgerson on the defensive side. Gibson in his 2nd year as the coordinator. Woodrum, quick pass out in the flat, complete, crossing the 10, picking up 1st down yardage out to the 13-yard line. Is B.J. Farrow on that reception. Kwiatkowski on the stop defensively.
Yeah, this is exactly what West Virginia's been doing. Just throw these little flares out there and let your playmakers do something. Nice block there. Just haven't been too many throws down the field today.
And a few more missed tackles than we've seen. Last week, that was one of the points of emphasis for the Mountaineers. One of the things they were proud of, that they had very few missed tackles against Georgia Southern, running that triple option. And Woodrum in trouble. Woodrum flushed, and Al-Rashid Benton's done a terrific job filling in today for the injured Jared Barber in the stop again defensively for the Mountaineers.
I think Josh did a great job here avoiding this sack. This could very easily have been a hit and a fumble. Just to get back to the offensive line, that was a great technique, and he's obviously worked on that in practice.
Benton, by the way, 6 tackles now here for the Mountaineers, brings up a 2nd and 9. And the Flames, with this style of offense, if they can pick up 1st downs, can shorten the game. Pass out to Desmond Rice in the flat. Rice picks up some yardage across the 20 out to the 21, maybe the 22. It looks like they're going to mark it at the 21. It's Benton again on the stop.
Once again, just another swing pass. Just trying to get these easy completions. Good ball location, but the speed of West Virginia, you're not going to get more than 5-6 yards. But when you're back in your own red zone, then just getting out of here and giving your punter some room is it's already a win in my book.
Remember again, this drive started at the 1-yard line after the 57-yard punt by Nick O'Toole, down by Nanakiram at the 1-yard line. 3rd and 4. Rice moves from the right to the left of the quarterback, Woodrum. Quick pass over the middle, incomplete, deflected, intended for Will Johnson, the West Virginia transfer. It's incomplete. It'll bring up a punting situation.
I think this ball could have almost been intercepted here. Yeah, it's difficult. The lineman went for a cut. Defensive lineman made a nice play, avoiding the cut, and almost had him, not an interception, but sometimes those balls get tipped up in the air and the DBs come in and take them for touchdowns.
It was Darian Howard who was able to get a hand on that. KJ Dillon back is Trey Turner with his second punt of the game. Last one traveled 46 yards, and the 19-yard return by Dillon. Heavy pass rush. And this one's going to take a good West Virginia roll to the 48-yard line, where it will be downed, and the Mountaineers will take over an excellent field position, up 20-0, 9:03 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Our campus bio looks at Milan Puskar Stadium, opened in 1980, seating capacity of 60,000. That didn't stop more than 70,000 from cramming in on November 20th of 1993 when Miami of Florida was in town, the 11th best home record since 2003, due for $50 million in upgrades over the next couple years. That crown that Mark was talking about will be gone at that time. As we get back to live action here. Play action pass. Out to Shorts. Shorts makes a man miss, crosses the 40, picks up a first down to the 39-yard line. And Mark, I'm sure a special place for you to revisit after some great memories here.
It is a lot of memories here, and the end zones are now closed. They were open when I was here before, and you can see the hospital, but $50 million in upgrades, I think that means your program's going in the right direction.
Shorts gets that first down completion. But what a nice guy to have as a veteran on this team. 45 receptions a couple of years ago, 24 last year after White and Alford took over. Here's a pass over the middle to Shorts again, down to the 10-yard line. Good, strong throw. A 29-yard pickup.
Great throw down the field. I know he's been throwing a lot of short ones, so he goes back. It was a deep crossing pattern. Puts it, maybe a little behind him, but good enough, and I think that's going to be good for his confidence here in the second half.
First and goal from the 10. Quick throw and complete and touchdown to Javon Durant. Oh, that didn't take long. 3 quick plays, 2 completions to Shorts, another to Durant, and the Mountaineers march down and add to their lead.
All the running's paying off, and I think Skyler getting those short throws, as I said, getting him that confidence back, and he made the great crossing pattern and great fake there and put the ball right on the money where he had to on the goal line.
Durant a touchdown last week, national recruit playing in his first game. Boy, he was sought after by pretty much every program in the country. At a Miramar High School in Florida, comes up with his second touchdown in as many weeks. Josh Lambert for the extra point. It's up. It's good. Mountaineers lead is 27-0. So Skyler Howard has been hot for the Mountaineers. This touchdown pass to Durant has put the Mountaineers up by the score of 27-0. Impressive and very rapid drive, 53 yards, 52 seconds, more yards than seconds. Javon Durant with his second touchdown reception as a member of the Mountaineers. The 13th straight completion for quarterback Skyler Howard, finding Durant for that touchdown pass. Now the boot will be taken by Damian King back at the 9-yard line. King cutting across the field, gets across the 20, and he's taken down as he reaches the 21-yard line. As we take a look at the dynamic duo today, again, both Durant and Gibson going over 100 yards last week in their first starts for the Mountaineers. Gibson, the sophomore, and Durant, the freshman. And again today, putting up touchdowns apiece as they did a week ago, and on their way perhaps to 100-yard receiving games again.
Yeah, you could sense it in the end of the first half. Skylar Howard starting to feel his rhythm, and it's carried over since halftime, so it's good to see.
Abner's checked back in at running back for Desmond Rice, getting a breather. Woodrum rolling to his left, looking, throwing, complete, and that is Dante Shells, who's got it around the 32-yard line, going to be very close to a first down.
Another good throw, rolling to his left. I'm sure he'd prefer to roll to the right and throw the ball a little more, but sometimes you can't pick the hash mark.
The key is getting those shoulders squared when you're moving to your left like that, Mark?
Yeah, they say that. You got to get your left shoulder at it, but sometimes it's tough when you're running up a hill then down a hill with, with this crown.
Got to take elevation into account on a rollout like that. Woodrum gives to Abner. Abner picking his way off the right side, spinning across the 35 out to the 36. First down on a 5-yard run by Abner. Drayvon Askew Henry makes a stop for the Mountaineers. First down for the Liberty Flames.
I think that's the perfect description. He's just picking his way through all game. It's not really any open lanes. He just has to pick for 5 or 6, but he's doing a great job.
Well, this is a team that's wanted to run the football. Averaged 163 yards rushing last year. Had 229 in their opening victory over Delaware State, but a little tougher going here today against this Mountaineers defense. Just 66 yards rushing today. Give to Abner. Abner 2 hands in the ball and will squirt forward for a couple. Actually, that's Todd Macon on the cover. They carry, I beg your pardon, Kyle Rose on the stop for West Virginia.
Yeah, just not a whole lot there, but you can't give up on the run. This isn't their last game of the season, and it'll be, you know, the way things are going, a good learning experience, but you have to keep trying to run the ball.
Now it is the identity of this Turner Gill coach team. Had a breakthrough season a year ago, getting to the FCS playoffs for the first time. Play action pass. Woodrum able to get to the edge and has his man out there. And, a hurdling move by Will Johnson, the former Mountaineer, who gets down to the 46-yard line, crossing into West Virginia territory. Good move here by the transfer from West Virginia.
There's a roll to the right, and he can hit him right in stride. And that's why, again, you don't give up on that run, because the quarterback putting his ball in his belly brings them up. And nice hurdle, and I'd watch doing that too many times. I've seen a lot of guys get injured.
Will Johnson, a big guy, 6'6", 255 pounds, out rambling out in the open. And nice athleticism there as well. Woodrum back, looking, firing deep downfield. Has a man down there. Nice adjustment, and the grab by Shells down near the 10-yard line of West Virginia.
Yeah, a ball that was underthrown by a little bit, but you do that intentionally a lot on 9 stop routes, and just a good adjustment. It's a really tough play for the defensive back to come back, and that's why the quarterback, you don't want to overthrow him or throw it out of bounds. You always give him a chance, and your playmakers will do that.
How often do you say you intentionally underthrew that as opposed to how often it was actually underthrown?
Whenever he catches it, you intentionally did it. And when it's underthrown, otherwise it's the wind.
The give to Macon. Macon finds a hole off the right side and gets down to the 7-yard line. He'll pick up about 3 or so. It's officially a 1st and goal, so that'll be 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line.
Sometimes the wind comes from the right to left, and then when you switch sides field, it goes to the left to right when you're coming up.
Swirling wind.
It's amazing when it happens in these stadiums.
Again, Liberty huddling up. You don't see a lot of teams do that anymore, but trying to get a methodical drive here for a touchdown. They've had some big plays along this drive, and they'd like to get some points on the board. West Virginia then trying to pitch their 2nd consecutive shutout. They haven't done that since 1962. Macon spinning. Macon will avoid the shutout as he gets into the end zone. Boy, good running by Todd Macon, and the Flames are on the board.
Like you said, West Virginia definitely didn't want to give up any scores to keep that streak going, but you got to give credit to Liberty to keep fighting, get the pass play, and then a nice run play.
Todd Macon finding a little spark here. Third string running back. Mentioned that he's a sophomore. They really like him. They just have a couple of guys who have over 1,000 career rushing yards ahead of him on the charts, but Macon gets in, and now Lunsford will come on to try the extra point.
And if they wanted any chance to come back in this game, they needed a quick score, and that's exactly what they got.
7 plays, 78 yards, 3 minutes, 32 seconds. Here's the snap. The boot is up. It is good, and the Liberty Flames on the board. West Virginia leading 27-7 with 4:35 remaining in the third quarter. Cards and Reds had to make up their game delayed by rain last night. The Reds won that, and then they won the regularly scheduled game for today, 5-1. So the Pirates 3 behind the Cardinals, 2 back in the loss column as they get set to take on the Brewers tonight. And the series will conclude tomorrow. The Pirates a chance still to win that NL Central title. Kick is deep, taken by Shelton Gibson at the goal line to the 10, to the 20, to the 25, hurtling forward. And that is where West Virginia will take over as Gibson tripped up at the 25.
You really got to give Turner Gill and his Liberty staff credit for that 3-play drive by West Virginia. Could have pretty much ended this game, but for them to come right back down the field and score that quick, that's a well-coached team over there.
The Liberty Flames, again, they've won some Big South Conference championships, but never been to the FCS playoffs. They were a year ago, upsetting #1 Coastal Carolina in the final game of the season to get in. Here's a handoff to Smallwood. Smallwood up the left side, and in pursuit, O'Grady forces him out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. And it was Chima Uzwihe who made the big play mark in that game, a blocked field goal on the final play. Uzwihe's block put the Liberty Flames into the playoffs for the first time, and now ranked 13th in the country. Week 2, and I'm sure that they're doing nothing today that's going to disabuse the notion that they're one of the better teams in the FCS. Completion out to Shelton Gibson. Well thrown ball. 11th straight completion for Skylar Howard out to the 47.
Another good chunk. You know, it all started in that second quarter, and I think these guys are starting to get in sync. I know Coach Holgerson said it takes a couple years in this system, and I think, you know, the more they play together, the more they're going to keep making these chunk plays.
Well, Howard was able to get a couple starts late last season when Clint Trick had some concussion issues, forced him to actually retire before the Liberty Bowl against Texas A&M. So he did get some time last year. Now stepping up, throwing behind his intended receiver. So there goes the stretch of 11 consecutive completions.
Probably
beg your pardon, it was 14 straight. It was 14 straight completions. I beg your pardon. So that was quite a string, and that string now over here for Skylar Howard.
Probably a good thing that pass was incomplete. There was a safety on the other end of that exchange that would have blown him up pretty good.
2nd and 10. Howard will keep. Howard will go nowhere. Maybe a pickup of a yard as he's dropped in his track. So another fine defensive play. That was Erwin DeSources on the stop for the Liberty Flames defense.
Yeah, it's that read option there. You can keep the ball in the running back's belly or pull it. So it's something that takes work, and give Liberty credit for the stop.
An important 3rd and 9 now. Smallwood leaves the backfield, empty set for Howard. Smallwood will head out, trips on the left, 2 receivers on the right for Howard. Liberty showing right now a 4-man rush. They'll bring 4. And the pass is incomplete, intended for Jordan Thompson out in the flat, and the West Virginia Mountaineers will be forced to kick it away.
Brings up 4th down.
Yeah, the key is just having the 3rd and 9. You don't want to let them get in. If you're Liberty, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, and you get the 3rd and 9, and you're dropping 7 guys back, makes it a heck of a lot more difficult on the offense.
O'Toole back to boot it away. 57-yarder. His last time it was down at the 1. Oh, high, booming kick by O'Toole. And this one will take a sideways bounce and go out of bounds. Another great punt by Nick O'Toole. It'll go out at the 3-yard line. A 49-yard punt for Nick O'Toole.
Special teams are key.
Nick O'Toole, terrific punt. And the one down by Nanakiram at the 1. And look at this. I don't know if you can plan on getting a sideways roll like this, but boy, he got one. It's just perfect. It goes out of bounds at the 3-yard line.
Perfect punt. Now you're going to make Liberty go 97 yards on this West Virginia team who just gave up their first points of the season. So they're going to be, I'm sure they got an earful on the sideline. So I think they're probably going to have their ears pinned back right now.
Woodrum will back up into the shotgun. He's making as his sidecar to the right. Tackle throw. Incomplete, intended for Dante Shells, who had a couple of big catches on that last drive for Liberty. Be a 2nd and 10.
As a quarterback, when you're throwing from the end zone, your timing is sometimes off. He threw the ball a little early there because you can't take the safety. So, as a quarterback, I'm going to put that on him. But at the same time, if he takes a safety, that's unacceptable too. So it's always a little quicker.
2nd and 10. Give to Macon off the right side. Ooh, boy, Macon is almost back to the line of scrimmage here as we get a flag. That was actually Rice who checked back in. And boy, Al-Rashid Benton in there again for West Virginia. What a terrific game for the redshirt sophomore linebacker. Let's see what the flag's going to be.
It looked right by the left end.
Holding number 19 White on the offense. That penalty declined.
Will Johnson,
3rd down.
Mountaineer. Benton 7 tackles, now 2 for loss here for the Mountaineers.
You just get the ball 3 yards deep in the end zone and you got a bunch of yellow in front of you. Put your head down, just try to get back to the 2. If I'm Liberty here, I'm just trying to get 5 or 6 yards to give my punter some room.
3rd and 11, Mountaineers showing blitz. Want to be aggressive. See if they bring all that pressure they're showing. They do. All the receivers will be singled up in coverage. They do bring the pressure. Quick pass, and it is batted away. Worley and Farrow colliding around the 7, just trying to get that 5 or 6 yards. Mark, you were talking about, but Darryl Worley closing very quickly.
Yeah, he's able to do that with the pressure. You bring the pressure, and I know Josh gets hit here. He has to get rid of the ball quick. And the defensive backs, they're taught just as well that he's going to have to get rid of the ball quick, and so you can jump on it because there's no time for a double move there.
Boy, he just had time to even throw that quick slant. It's catch and throw all in one motion. Trey Turner backed up with his heels almost on the out-of-bounds line. Snaps a good one. Gets out a quick kick. End over end. Going to be taken by Dillon at the 35. KJ Dillon will be dropped there, but terrific field position for the Mountaineers. They'll mark it at the 34-yard line of the Liberty Flames.
Yeah, and you could give credit back to West Virginia special teams for putting them back on the 3-yard line. And like I said, after giving up their first points of the year, I didn't see them blowing that anymore.
Right, and Nick O'Toole, again, like you said, pinning him deep there. That ball bounces into the end zone. Maybe a different set of plays called by Liberty. They had a little momentum going. They score the touchdown. They get the stop. And now because of that punt, excellent field position for the Mountaineers and a chance to get on the board again. Howard back, looking. Nobody open. He'll roll back to his right, looking downfield. And now we'll tuck it and get inside the 30 down to about the 29-yard line. So nice job by Skylar Howard. Nobody open downfield, able to pick up 5 yards. That'll be a 2nd and 5. Will Brown chased him out of bounds for the Liberty Flames.
A good job there by Skylar Howard. The safety stayed deep, stayed home, and there was nothing there.
Liberty showing a little pressure up the middle. Howard will keep. Howard will be wrestled down. No gain. It is Nick Newman, fine and talented junior linebacker, 6'4", 210. Nick Newman showing some speed and stops Howard for no gain in the play.
This quarterback option play, they've done a great job at Liberty all day. I think the most they've gotten is 3 or 4 yards. And again, I think it's just to set up future opponents.
Yeah, we saw the one on the quarterback draw, the one long gain by Howard, and that was a quarterback draw. That wasn't that option you're talking about. Pass over the middle. Oh, beautiful throw and catch Shorts on the other end, down to the 10-yard line, delivered right on the money by Howard. 19-yard pickup.
Great throw. Looks like the same route as 2 series ago when he put it on the money. Perfect throw. That's right where a receiver likes it.
Howard quickly out to Durant. Durant scoots up the sideline, out of bounds at the 5-yard line. And also, I think we can credit this West Virginia offensive line. They had the early sack by Uzue early in the game, and since then Uzue is one of the best defensive linemen in FCS, and nobody else. They really haven't gotten a whole lot of pressure on Skylar Howard.
No, they haven't. I think, they probably know his reputation coming in, and we're a little bit juiced up, but they've calmed down, and I think these little quick passes too, they kind of see a lot of hands on hips right now for Liberty. I think they're getting a little gassed here with so much time on the field in the second half.
2nd and goal. Durant in motion. Fake. Open. Wide open. It's Elijah Wellman on the 5-yard touchdown reception. And Wellman, his first career touchdown reception. The Huntington, West Virginia native puts his team up by the score of 33-7.
There's where the runs pay off. You get 2-3 yards and fans get restless, but he put the ball in the sweep and then the running back's belly and wide open for a touchdown.
It's got to be a thrill for Elijah Wellman, growing up in the state of West Virginia, playing for his state's university, and coming up with a touchdown there. Lambert, the extra point is up. It's good, and West Virginia has pulled away now 34-7 with 32 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. One more look here. Mark, what are you seeing?
Yeah, here's the touchdown again. Here comes the end. Coming down the line right there, both of them. Everyone goes there inside thinking it's going to be a run since they're inside the 5, and he sneaks out there wide open in the flat. Just the way you design it. Doesn't always happen that way, but you love it on Sundays when you look at the film and it comes out the way you planned.
Well, you grew up in Pennsylvania, obviously in Pittsburgh, and not too far north from here. But is it special for the West Virginia guys who are from West Virginia to do something here for their home university, especially here at home at Milan Puskar Stadium?
Absolutely. You only have so many scholarships, and I know that West Virginia, I think they have 28 or 29 guys on the roster, and obviously they're not all scholarships. So they have a huge walk-on program here, and they take great pride in it. I think the second most is Florida. But we always had a ton of West Virginia guys, and their families are here, and there's something special about this place.
So Mike Molinari now will do the kicking off here. He gets a chance to boot one deep. And it's going to be taken in the end zone by Damian King. King across the 10, across the 15, across the 20, and slithers out to about the 24-yard line, which is where the Liberty Flames will take over. We talked about that West Virginia defense, and we had a chance to ask redshirt senior Nick Kwiatkowski about WVU's defense.
We have a lot of veteran guys, a lot of guys who've been through a lot since I've came in. Multiple coaching changes, different defenses, so we're motivated. A lot of seniors on this defense, so we're happy with what we have, and we'll just get better each day and see where we end up.
We talked about Tony Gibson. We've mentioned him coming back for another year. Of course, Kwiatkowski, one of the leaders, but 27 letter winners, 16 players on this defense who've started at least one game heading into the season. So this is a very experienced team. Woodrum here on the roll will get out to about the 28-yard line. He'll pick up about 3 or 4. But Mark, to have all that experience going into the season with 16 separate players who started at least one game, you don't see that very often, and you see why West Virginia is high on what their defensive capabilities are heading into this season. And we'll get Mark's thoughts on that as that is the final play of the 3rd quarter when we return. West Virginia pulling away here in this second half, leading by the score of 34-7 over Liberty. You're watching Wild and Wonderful Athletics on Root Sports. At Milan Puskar Stadium, the Liberty Flames have been a very game opponent for West Virginia, but the Mountaineers beginning to pull away. They lead 34-7 as we're getting set to start the 4th quarter of play. Been another fine defensive, hard-hitting effort for the Mountaineers. A little bit of luck maybe, and a lot of offense as well, as the Mountaineers have a comfortable 34-7 lead. A lot of push-ups. I bet you Shane Lyons likes to see a lot of push-ups. You like to see a lot of push-ups?
I love push-ups. When somebody else is doing them.
Yes. The West Virginia Athletic Director has joined us up in the booth as we get set here for the opening play here of the fourth quarter. Passes, beautiful one-handed grab by B.J. Farrow out in the flat across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Let's take another look at that before we get to the West Virginia Athletic Director. Oh, that's a beautiful grab.
Great coverage. Nothing you can do about that. Good ball placement. Great catch.
So we're here with the Director of Athletics for West Virginia University. Mark, Mr. Lyons would make a nice target out in the flat, wouldn't he?
It's a heck of a lot bigger than me. Between him and Coach Huggins, we could put a couple D linemen.
A couple tight ends there.
There's a play action pass. Is the rollout here by Woodrum, and a nice completion along the far sideline to Dante Shells. And Shane, first of all, as a West Virginia guy, what does it mean for you to come back to this university and be the athletic director?
Well, it's, obviously a great state and great tradition in this football program as well as our other athletic programs. So it's great to be back in my home state and in my alma mater and serving as the athletic director.
Now, you were at Alabama before. You've worked for the NCAA. You've worked for conferences. How have all those experiences gotten you ready for this job and the challenges that are in front of you here?
Well, I think each job has its challenges, as you stated, Rob. But, I think the thing about understanding the national issues as well as the issues that you face on campus each and every day. So, it's great to be back on campus. That's one thing I missed when I was at the conference level and national level. So it's good to be back on campus.
We hear about the renovations going on here, $50 million renovations to Milan Puskar Stadium. First of all, can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing here?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of changes in the next couple of years in the facility, and a lot of it has to do with the concourse level from a fan amenity standpoint of widening the concourses, concession stands, additional restrooms, and we'll also be redoing the field next year, actually right after this season, have new turf, take the crown out. So a lot of things happen here in the next 18 months.
So the penalty there and a first down for the Liberty Flames, 33-yard line of West Virginia. On here showing pressure to give to Macon off the left side, and Macon will get down to about the 30, a pickup of about 3 yards in that first down run. And the team room that you made renovations to, and I think we're going to show a little bit of video of this. Tell us about this.
Well, that just opened here in March, and that was under construction when I started. But what a great facility. That's something special for our student athletes. Helps from a coaching standpoint, obviously from a recruiting standpoint. And there'll be other things done from the facility for our student athletes here in the near future as well.
And obviously the move to the Big 12 Conference has been exciting for West Virginia. I'm sure some challenges as well, but with travel and other things. But certainly the excitement level, I would think, around the university and the athletics department is pretty palpable when you join a conference like the Big 12.
It is, and our fans have really embraced the Big 12, and it's a great conference and a great place to call home right now, and we really have enjoyed. There's some obstacles with some of the travel issues, but from a competition level, it's a great conference to be associated with.
3rd and 12. Desmond Rice is the sidecar to Josh Woodrum. Mountaineers trying to come up with a stop defensively. Woodrum will float one, and it is going to be too tall for B.J. Farrow. Incomplete. Decision time here for Turner Gill as he gets set to make that decision. Looking forward to some of the non-conference teams you've scheduled in football, and I know a lot of people in this area, certainly the people up in Pittsburgh and in West Virginia, very excited to see Pitt back on that schedule for a 4-year stretch beginning in 2022.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm glad to get that done, and it was something when I came in and took the job, it was going to be a priority because I knew what it meant to Mountaineer fans to have Pitt back on the schedule. That's 104 years that we played that football game. That's really what made college football, and there's a lot of other rivalries that don't happen now because of conference realignment. And if you get that back, it's been very thrilling.
Lunsford's field goal is it's neither good nor bad because it didn't happen, even though you may have seen it happen because there's a flag before the play. So let's get the call. It's going to be a re-kick. Now he's missed 3 field goals in the game already. Let's see what the call is going to be here.
Prior to the snap, delay a game. Liberty. 5-yard penalty or remain 4th down.
So he's missed from 46, from 52, from 31. This will be a 49-yarder. So I know a lot of fans excited about that, not just here in West Virginia, but Pittsburgh as well. The fans from both sides want to see this game happen.
You know, you're talking 70 miles apart, and not to have that game just did not make a lot of sense to me. And Scott Barnes is, you know, I think coming in as athletic director felt the same, and to get that back on a 4-year deal is something that was pretty special.
And here's the kick, and it is good for John Lunsford, so he's able to bang one in to cut the lead to 34-10. Thanks very much for joining us. Appreciate it. Good luck in the future.
Well, thank you. Good to be here.
Shane Lyons, athletic director for West Virginia. We'll be back with more right after this. 12:26 remaining, fourth quarter, Milan Puskar Stadium. West Virginia leading Liberty by the score of 34-10. Flames kicker John Lunsford getting set to kick off. 65% of his kicks a year ago resulting in touchbacks. Mentioned he has a very strong leg. He's missed 3 field goals tonight, but none of them because they were short, and one of them was over 50 yards as well, a 52-yard attempt that was wide right. Able to bang that one through, maybe be good for his confidence mark moving forward. Lunsford sends this one deep into the end zone, and the Mountaineers will let it go, and it'll take over the 25-yard line. Skyler Howard, strong performance here, Mark. 21 of 26 at one point, 14 straight completions, and 68 yards rushing as well.
It's great. You know, the last 2 weeks haven't started out that fast, but the way he's come back both weeks is really impressive. I mean, it's not that he's playing bad, it's the expectations are set so high in this system. So for him to be able to bounce back, have a bye week to correct a couple things, and then get into the meat of the schedule, you know, I think Coach Holger's going to be pretty pleased with his performance.
21 of 26, 263 yards, 3 touchdowns. Again, no interceptions, and he is off on the sidelines as William Crest Jr. has checked into the game. And he will drop one out onto the flat, picked up by Wendell Smallwood. Boy, a crushing block down the field as well by Stone Underwood, who is checked in at the center position. And a nice little flip from Crest out to his receiver, Wendell Smallwood.
Yeah, again, just a little flip out to the left. Not that easy of a throw, actually a screen. Nice crack back block there, and I know the Liberty defender, he'll remember that one.
2nd and 3. And the throw out into the flat is complete, but wasn't able to really get it where Jennings could do much with it. He stumbles forward, maybe picks up a yard. Mountaineers very high on William Crest Jr., the redshirt freshman who came in last week at 4 carries for 24 yards, just completed his first collegiate pass.
That's a long throw, that left hash all the way over there, and quarterback's job is to get it to the receiver as quick as he can and get a pretty good rhythm there.
3rd and short. Run off the left side. Smallwood still trying, and this is going to be very, very close. Just has to get to that stripe, and it looks like he's on the stripe, and the signal is first down for the Mountaineers. So good effort by Wendell Smallwood.
They've been giving this 3rd, 4th, 5th effort all day, and I think there's a couple first downs early in the first half. The same thing happened, and the weight room pays off in the spring and summer.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Smallwood remains in the backfield behind William Crest Jr. Crest will keep. Boy, Crest has nowhere to go. Going to try to cut back and try to fight forward and see if he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He can't, as it's Corbin Jackson who comes up on the stop.
Yeah, he pulled the ball and stumbled a little bit, and I think once he stumbled, those guys were going to get him. And after the 3rd, 4th guy hit him, you want to tell a quarterback go down, because all those helmets coming in can hurt you or knock the ball loose, and that's the last thing they want right now is a turnover.
A.J. James, the safety. I think he's kind of gingerly holding that left wrist area. James will go ahead towards the sideline. The 3rd leading tackler in the game for Liberty with 5 tackles. 4th leading tackler, I beg your pardon. Corbin Jackson leading the way. He has 7 tackles. 2 of them for losses for the Liberty Flames in this game. After a loss in the play, 2nd and 11. Handoff, left side, Smallwood. Will cross the 35, get it out to about the 37, where it's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
This is what you want if you're Coach Holgerson, is to get a comfortable lead in the 4th quarter where you can play your young guys, because just getting them any experience during the season is tough. So I think he's happy to get some of these guys in here right now.
We talked about getting some depth along the offensive line as well. Here's Crest now, called quarterback draw, nowhere to go, and Crest will go down. He picks up a yard before he is stopped, and so it'll be a punting situation. Who's Weehay on the stop for the Liberty Flames.
Well, the last 2 punts have been pretty good. I don't know if he can get it down to the inside the 5 heading into the wind here, but he's done a great job today.
Good snap throw tool. Spiraling kick. Parker will take it back at the 18-yard line. Makes one man miss, dancing around, and now tripped up from behind, and down he goes. He maybe danced forward for about a yard in that return before Hidari Christian made the stop. Mountaineers up 34-10.
Well, with the Mountaineers leading by a score of 34-10, life is good for the Mountaineers and for the Mountaineer mascot. Always popular on campus and also popular in the world of country music. Brad Paisley releasing his music video Country Nation earlier this month, which features mascots from several different teams, including the Mountaineer. Of course, Paisley is from Glendale, West Virginia. He also now lives in Nashville, so that's why he's got that split jersey between the Mountaineers and the Vols. But I'm sure he's all WVU, right?
He is today, Dan. Thanks very much, as the Mountaineers leading 34-10. And Woodrum, nice little pitch and catch out to the flat, room to run, across the 40 out to the 41-yard line. Goes B.J. Farrow. Davon Askew Henry with the stop.
A lot of room out there for the hitch, and try to get to it, just couldn't beat it there, so you got to give Woodrow credit for getting the ball out quick. Nice run after the catch as well.
Some substitutions defensively here for the Mountaineers. I mentioned trying to get some players in offensively for Dana Holgerson. Tony Gibson trying to do the same here, the defensive coordinator for the Mountaineers, on defense on a 1st and 10. Woodrum back, looking, firing, complete, has a man wide open. Zach Parker down the sideline, and there he goes. Zach Parker for the touchdown, a 60-yard pitch and catch. And the Liberty Flames have cut the lead to 34-16. 8:35 remaining in the 4th.
That's the kind of throws that NFL scouts love. He takes a big hit here too, right when he lets it go, as you'll see. Leads him perfectly, gives the receiver a chance to run after the catch. And they're going to love to see that everyone thinks the game's over. No, he's still fighting, takes a huge hit, puts it on the money, gets the touchdown, and that was an impressive play.
And the Flames finding things to build on as they cut this lead back to 17 points, again stepping up from the FCS ranks to take on West Virginia. Lunsford's extra point is up. It is good, and it is 34-17. So it's Woodrum to Zach Parker, a 60-yard hookup. The Flames have cut the lead to 34-17 in the 4th. Get the inside scoop on every WVU football game with Mountaineer Game Day on Root Sports. Tune in Saturdays to preview the Mountaineers' upcoming game and get an in-depth look at their 2015 season. It's all a part of Wild and Wonderful Sports, and it kicks off Saturdays at 11 on Root Sports. There's head coach Dana Holgerson. And I'm not sure he's going to be particularly pleased, Mark, with this game.
No, he was. He said they were playing average at halftime, and they started it really fast in the 3rd quarter, and I just think these points are kind of getting under his skin, because he probably wanted to play a lot more guys, and now he's got to keep some people in that he didn't want to. But on the flip side for Liberty, you know, you hate the cliche, this is something to build on, but when you're playing a Division I team and, you know, they're getting ready to play in Montana next week, this is something to build on for those kids and gives them confidence that, hey, I should be here playing.
Yeah, it's a big game against Montana, one of the top teams in FCS. They just knocked off 4-time defending champion North Dakota State in week 1. Turner Gill's team will take them on down in Lynchburg, Virginia next week. Here's a handoff. Smallwood, left side. Smallwood cuts back up. Smallwood staying in bounds, and Smallwood out to the 39. Good hard run by Wendell Smallwood. 14 yards, first down Mountaineers.
Good coaching on the West Virginia part, too. You could tell he was coached up to stay in bounds, and good job.
High snap for Crest. And Crest will just keep himself, and he will be shoved out of bounds, and it's going to be a loss of a few on the play. So obviously the high snap throwing off the timing of that play is Dexter Robbins able to shove him out of bounds.
He saved a disaster there. If I'm quarterback and that happened, that was a touchdown for Liberty. And you know what? It'd be a lot closer game right now. So he made a heck of a play there to even get that back to just a 1-yard loss.
Now 34-17, 3-score game, and West Virginia in command. But you're right. I mean, you want to foresee the worst case scenario, that would have been one of them. Here's a pass out to Smallwood. Smallwood turning the corner, and Smallwood thrown out of bounds over on the Liberty bench as he gets across the 45 and out to the 46-yard line.
Really nice pass there. That's not that easy of a pass, and to put it on the money like that, and gives your playmakers, running back, opportunities to, I know it didn't go to the house there, but at least it gave him the opportunity. He didn't have to turn around or slow down.
Well, you bring up a good point, too, because that circle route is harder, isn't it, than people think to complete.
Yeah, if you're off by 6 inches and the running back or receiver, especially running backs, are not as agile, have to turn it all, it kills their momentum.
Jackie Marcellus has checked into the game. That's him in motion. And he gets the pass out in the flat, catches it. The 45 crosses midfield. Little stutter move, stays in bounds, and then finally collapses. He gets down near the 30-yard line. They're going to mark him out at the 31 after a 23-yard pickup for number 23, Jackie Marcellus, on his first touch of the season.
Once again, good throw. Didn't make him turn around. He could keep his momentum, and pretty good catch and run after catch.
Marcellus, who's been playing some running back and some slot. I mean, the Mountaineers some depth at both positions. Gets the ball down to the 31. Out to Jennings. Jennings crosses the 30, gets down to the 29-yard line. Clock stops after the 2-yard game with 6:55 remaining. Gary Jennings, one of these receivers, along with Kayron White, and of course Javon Durant, who has already made his statement that has Dana Holgorsen feeling very good about this receiving corps. They had to replace obviously some very productive receivers. Kevin White, a first-round pick. Mario Alford, drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals. That's a couple of big-time receivers he's had to replace, but feels very good about his young core of receivers. Now here's Smallwood off the left side. Smallwood down to the 15-yard line as he goes for 16 yards on that carry.
That's the difficult thing about college. You can't have these kids stay around for 10 years like the NFL, and if you can keep replenishing them, that's a sign of a good program.
Make that a 14-yard pickup on that run. Here's the give to Russell Shell this time. Second back through down to the 10-yard line. Kieran Green on the stop.
Okay, keep getting 6-7 yards. When you're trying to put the game away, that's exactly what your goal is. And it'd be nice to get in here for West Virginia, too, to stop all this talk about the red zone issues.
Well, we talked about, Jerron Green, just a junior making that stop. Not a lot of seniors on this Liberty defense. So it's one that, as we talk about programs building to the future, Turner Gill's going to feel pretty good about their future as a defense as we see Smallwood getting close to first down yardage. And looks like he's going to be just short. Erwin DeSource is on the stop.
Another 5-6 yards. You get that in the red zone. It's huge.
A pretty good job by DeSources moving down the line of scrimmage to make the stop. 3rd and inches. Give to Russell Shell, and Shell will cross the 5, get down to the 4, and pick up the first down. Nice methodical drive here by the Mountaineers.
It's nice to have a Russell Shell out there for a Crest to just hand it to him, get the yard. You know he's going to get it. finish this drive off. And
now showing that they can be productive on the ground as well for the Mountaineers. Split back, Smallwood and Shell. And Crest will keep, and Crest will actually lose a yard back to the 6-yard line. And we were in the meeting with Dana Holgerson, and he said, what would Mike Leach think with all these running plays I'm calling? Mike Leach, obviously, one of his mentors at Texas Tech, and a guy who loves to throw the football.
This is good. The more plays on film, the better. When you're watching film, you're not looking at the score so much or the situation of the game. The plays are broke down into different segments, so they don't have a clue if it's the first or fourth quarter, which is good.
2nd and goal. Give to Russell Shell. Shell trying to bounce it outside. Shell will now cut back and pick up what he can, which is a yard down to the 5 before Avery A.J. James makes a stop. Nice to see James back in. Was shaken up a little earlier in the game.
Yeah, it looks like Russell wanted to bounce that. That was his first instinct there, and came back inside, but was a little too late. But fortunately for the Mountaineers, it kept the clock moving, didn't go out of bounds.
Well, West Virginia just sort of slowly huddling here. There's 15 in the play clock as they break the huddle. The play clock not usually a factor for the Mountaineers, down inside 10. Crest on the give, Smallwood on the touchdown. Wendell Smallwood goes in from 5 yards out, his 2nd touchdown of the game, and the Mountaineers have hit the 40 mark, pending the extra point up 40-17.
Great drive by Crest. That's all you wanted. You want to take some time off the clock, get a touchdown, pretty much put the game away. So I think Coach Holgerson's be pretty happy with that drive. And this whole, it's 5 yards on each side. Great blocking. Made one guy miss, which you always expect your running back to, and great play.
That was a gaping hole. Now Elijah Wellman will hustle on for the extra point team. 12-play, 75-yard drive. 5-yard run by Smallwood. Took just under 5 minutes. Extra point attempt is up. Extra point attempt is good, and the Mountaineers leading 41-17. 3:36 remaining here at Milan Puskar Stadium. 2nd touchdown run by Wendell Smallwood gives West Virginia a little more breathing room. 2nd touchdown for Wendell Smallwood. 1 touchdown rush. Officially, remember, he fumbled that ball and recovered it in the end zone. So officially a fumble recovery for touchdown for Smallwood. So, and 2 touchdowns 2 different ways. Get one receiving, maybe on a return, you know, right, Mark? I remember everyone talks about Mary Lemieux's 5 goals, 5 different ways. How many different ways can you score a touchdown, I guess?
That might be a new record. I'm sure he'd want the rushing touchdown, though.
I would think so. Damian King gets his return and spins out of 1 tackle, gets out to the 25-yard line. 22-yard return for Damian King. As we take a look at West Virginia's upcoming schedule, looks like they're going to improve to 2-0 here. They will host Maryland next week. Boy, the Terrapins shocked by Bowling Green today. And then October, this is the portion of the schedule everybody's talking about. They have number 19. They have Oklahoma State, number 19, another team that's also getting votes. And then to finish things off, number 4 Baylor and number 3 TCU. And all those 3 of those 4 games coming on the road. So all those games in the Big 12 Conference are going to be big, big challenges for the Mountaineers. They would love to be going into that stretch with a 3-0 record. As we see Macon off the left side, dragged down from behind. Nice tackle by Xavier Preston.
Yeah, like you said, Rob, 3 of the 4 on the road. That's brutal. But guess what? You know, if you're in the Big 12, you're going to have to play every team regardless. So it's just a matter of when, not if.
Yeah, the conference is so strong right now. Stefan Masha, very promising sophomore, has checked into the game at the quarterback position for the Liberty Flames. Masha, a guy who had to start a couple games for him last year when Woodrum was injured. Gives on the handoff to Macon, and that's a combination that Liberty Flames fans are going to be seeing in the upcoming years when Woodrum moves on with graduation. Kyle Rose in the stop. Abner and Desmond Rice as well. Both of those guys seniors, so you're going to be seeing a lot of that combination. Macon and Masha, a couple of guys that Turner Gill and his staff are pretty excited about moving forward.
3rd and 5 here. It'd be nice to get West Virginia off the field here and get the ball back for one more drive.
Asha directing traffic. This third down play. Mountaineers bringing pressure. And boy, pretty nice throw. It appeared into and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Cannon Smith. And that'll bring up a fourth down in a punting situation.
Tony Gibson sticking with his blitzes. You know, he's not slowing down, and I think he wants to get these younger guys this game experience and let them blitz and not change anything.
Well, that's another thing too, because you know, on the one hand, you don't want to be running things up, and they're obviously not doing anything like that here, but also you want to make sure that guys are accustomed to playing the way you want to play, right?
Sure, you never know what point of the season you're going to have these young guys step in.
This is Gary Jennings back on the punt return, and Jennings, a nice spinning move, gets out to the 41 as a couple of flags fly in late. So we've seen KJ Dillon back there, and now Gary Jennings even a chance on punt return to get a different look at some guys.
It's been a positive for them too. I think, you know, they're going to take a lot out from this game positive-wise, but punt returns were an issue, and I think they can put that to rest for the time being.
During the return, blocking the back, number 44 on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot.
Certainly.
First down.
Certainly don't want the penalty. I was talking more about the reception of the punt.
So it's going to be marched off back to about the 31-yard line, which is where the Mountaineers will take over. A minute 58 remaining. Kayron White has the helmet on. Long hair flowing out of the back, just like older brother Kevin. Dana Holgerson's team should be able to cruise to victory from here. And the give to Thomas Williams, the running back who's checked in. Dante Thomas Williams, redshirt freshman. Another guy who was highly recruited coming in, having to wait his turn behind some experienced runners. Ran for 87 yards in the spring game. He's a guy that they feel very good about. Big running back, 6'1", 218-pounder. And there's Kayron White, younger brother of Kevin, who really started out fast. And then you see this a lot, freshman kind of hitting the wall. It's just a different experience going through those 2 days at the collegiate level, isn't it?
Yeah, they're not used to, you know, 4 or 5 weeks. And on top of that, West Virginia was in school for a couple of weeks during camp. So long days to grind, and
film study and all those meetings you're going through. Is
you have that in college, you have it in the pros. It's just a matter of getting your body used to it.
Gary Jennings picking up that first down. Clock will stop. We want to remind everybody that Pirates pregame is coming up next here on Root Sports, leading you up to the Pirates and Brewers. Man, the Cardinals losing that suspended game against the Reds from last night, with rain driving that game to today. And the Cardinals losing that first game against the Reds, and the Reds taking the second game. So the Pirates a chance to move to within 2.5 of the first place Cardinals if they can beat the Brewers tonight. Crest is in trouble. Crest, boy, stayed on his feet somehow, some way, but then ducks out of bounds at the 28-yard line. A little glimpse of the athleticism that has, you know, this fan base for the Mountaineers enticed with William Crest's potential.
I was just about to say, you don't want your quarterback taking hits like this, your backup quarterback taking hits like this late, but great athletic play. I wish he would have stayed in bounds here, but I think he skirted fate twice and said, that's it, I'm getting out. Should only be another play or two.
And that's Uzwihe, whose tackle he stepped out of. Uzwihe, who is tied for the all-time sack lead in Big South Conference history. So that's a pretty good, pretty big player that William Crest made miss there. And we'll see if this is it. The handoff to Jackie Marcellus is going to go straight up the middle, across the 30, get back close to the original line of scrimmage at the 31. And we'll see if the Mountaineers try to run one more, or if they say that's it. And Dana Holgerson's walking out into the field saying that's it, enough. So the Mountaineers will improve to 2-0 in the young season, taking on a Liberty team that battled into the end, 41-17. So I think, again, Mark, probably something for both of these teams to be happy about. West Virginia to win, Turner Gill and his staff for giving, you know, a very good team that's getting some votes in the top 25. A pretty good tussle here today.
Liberty did miss a couple opportunities. They could have been more in this game, but Coach Holgerson wasn't too happy with the first half. But the way they came out in the second half and responded, you got to give the credits to the coaching staff and the players to come out and really take control of the game in the third quarter.
Mountaineers improving to 2-0, and let's go downstairs and hear from the head coach Dana Holgerson with Dan Potash.
All right, Rob and Mark, thank you very much. Well, Dana, halftime you said that you felt your team was performing average. They put 20 points up on the board. You get 21 in the second half. You feel a little bit better about a grade above average?
No, it was very, very. I don't want to take anything away from a win or a quality opponent like Liberty, but it was pretty lackadaisical. I thought it was even worse in the second half. It'd be good for us. You know, we're getting a lot of things that we can work on, try to improve for. Got a bye week, and then we got our final non-conference game after that.
Skylar did seem to find some consistency as far as running the offense and maybe throwing the ball in that second half. Did you feel the same? And maybe working with some different receivers will take some time to gel?
Yeah, there's no question. It's going to take time from a timing point of view, but I was very happy with Skylar. The one thing that I graded him really hard last time is his completion percentage, and I thought he did a good job of putting the ball in play today.
Dana, enjoy the week off. Good luck against Maryland.
Okay, thank you.
Guys, we're going to try to get Skylar Howard as well. Stand by, and actually, you know what? Hold on. He's coming right now. Hey, Skylar, a win's a win, but I know the first half seemed to be a little bit different than the second half. Did you feel more comfortable offensively in that second half?
Yeah, you know, once we're able to go into the locker room and really gather everything, you know, we've seen looks and make adjustments. It's always easier to come out in the second half and make those adjustments and execute them.
2 games in the books, but you have some new faces on offense. For example, Kevin White now in the National Football League. Will it take some time for you to get comfortable with some of these guys as far as throwing the ball?
Yeah, I think it's better already from game 1 to game 2. I think we've built that chemistry, you know, throughout the summer, but it's just a continued process, and I'm feeling really good about those guys. I trust those guys.
You don't get to pick when you get a week off, but 2 weeks before you play Maryland. How does that help you after 2 games? Maybe take a closer look at some of the things that you're doing and maybe what you're not doing on offense.
You talk about those young guys. I think it's a good chance for them to really get in the film room and study these first 2 games and understand and how college football works, and we're just going to take advantage of it, and I'm ready to get back to work.
Skylar, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's it from the field. Back upstairs to you.
Dan, thanks very much. So 68 yards rushing, 21 of 26, 260.